Shea, peace and benedictions. You know, waiting for the brethren to come on. You know what I'm saying? 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Let's do it again. Hold on one second. 314. Phones in. Yo, the crazy shit that I see, man, I can't make this shit up. Like, I see all these motherfucking same number sequences all the time. But, all right, you see this license plate right here, right? Now watch this crazy shit. Watch this. Man, it's a still shot picture, by the way. Now, look. See that? Now, you ain't never going to see that shit fucking twice, yo. What the fuck? Look at that. Look. 7-7-18, right? 7-7-19. That's crazy. Now, a little before we got on, me and the homie Reese was talking about number sequences and how number sequences can pop up naturally, and is it possible that all of these situations that happen in the news that that we cover with the gematria and all that, is it quite possible that that these situations are just happening all by the numbers without some outside influence? And that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? I can't even front. That's a good question. Because I definitely like the video that we did earlier in this video here. They make you ask some questions, because it's like these videos are of my own recording and no outside influence that I know of, so it is kind of spooky with the whole number shit. I mean, and how this shit be matching up, I want to play another clip real quick. Hold up. Should be crazy. All right, let's play this one. 771. You know what I'm saying? And just to prove that this is not a fluke, look at this shit right here. All right, you see this John say, the numbers I always talk about, 7-11 and 9-11. You know what I'm saying? Just moved around. 1971, right? Now look right next to it. Look at this shit. 1171. I don't know if that video. Well, I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at right here. I didn't see it playing on the screen. I'm not sure if that played. But this is another incidence of
You know what I'm saying?
me catching
Crazy shit, man.
It's another incidence of me catching these situations occurring naturally. You know what I'm saying? So like numbers are spooky. Like just like Reese was saying. I'm waiting for him to come on. He's out and about, doing some shit. But he told me to cut the shit on, so I'm here killing time. But he was saying it's like almost like a Ouija board, kind of like fucking with the gematria. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling him like that when Europeans first became aware of numbers, introduced by the Africans, you know what I'm saying, or the Moors, whichever you want to call them. You know what I mean? They they said that numbers were works of the devil, basically, and they outlawed numbers, because they was like, this is like some juju magic right here, some sorcery or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that word sorcery is a funny word anyway, because the root word of it obviously would be source. So you know, uh, if I'm wrong, what I mean, but correct me if I'm wrong. I would believe that source is the root word of that whole situation. So when you tap it into the source and you getting certain energies that other people on the surface might not be privy to, you know what I'm saying? I would think that would make you an elite, in the elite class, So it's not something like, demonic or evil and shit. In fact, Africans had no concept of evilness, you know what I'm saying? That was later introduced by the Europeans with like a lot of little freaky, crazy stuff. But, evil can also be looked at as something that you can't control, So it's all about perspective, you know what I'm saying? This is evil, or even like crazy, We talk about that word crazy a lot, crazy, when you look at the definition of it, it means unpredictable, you know what I'm saying? So, in a world where, you got the data miners and all these people that's trying to see about your whereabouts and all this kind of thing, they want you to be predictable, you know what I'm saying? So, to be unpredictable is kind of in a good spot. So you want people to kind of, think that you're crazy in that regard because they don't know what you're going to do, you know what I'm saying? But if people think that you're predictable and they got you all mapped out, then they can sell you whatever they want to. They can do whatever they want to you, you know what I mean? Because they know you'll go for it and you would go for it, But, and that's predicated malevolence in a nutshell. These people, they do a litany of research on you. They got all kind of information on you. They study you, how you work, what you like, what you dislike. And I mean, they keep records of that. And they know how to sell you things. They know how to manipulate you. And they know how to get you get you angry, get you happy, sad. These people write Hallmark cards for God's sakes. You know what I mean? They can literally sell you a piece of cardboard and you can open it up and read it and like a tear start jerking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to kind of take a moment to really, stand in awe of this kind of science that's being used on people, for ages. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't nothing new, know what I'm saying? They're quite efficient at manipulating people and controlling people mentally. You know what I'm saying? If you control the many, so it's not just with big tanks and guns and shit like that, it's with mental persuasion and fancy jargon, you know what I'm saying, and speaking reptile, shit like that, neuro-linguistic programming, these people use that kind of shit to manipulate us, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm sitting in the proverbial Citadel, waiting for the Maysters to gather around, right? They got me doing the most, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. They told me to set it up. We just here, you know what I mean? We gonna go over some other shit, you know what I mean? Now, I don't want to, kind of do the same video that I did yesterday, earlier today. This is actually my third video today. You know what I mean? I tried to chime in 3 points of the day: 7:11 a.m., 1:17 p.m., and 7:11 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said earlier, 1:17 p.m. is actually 19:11 p.m. You know what I mean? Or 19:11. There is no p.m. 24-hour clock. You know what I mean? So 1900 hours. You know what I'm saying? So this is 19:11. You know what I mean? Now, course, we know some symbolism with that. Just that classic 45 pistol is 1911. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a 1911 Colt, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we know with the whole 9/11 situation, they had the 19 hijackers. In the 11th state. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're on your way up to New York, if you're driving up there, you got to get on Route 9 and 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's heavy symbolism in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? But, that's a whole nother can of worms. I was trying to get this stream going on Rumble right here. It ain't working for whatever reason. Alright. Let's get that off and let's try it again. Are we good now? Alright, we good. We good on Rumble. Alright, so, waiting for these dudes to come on, taking it uptown, just doing some Uber, you know what I mean? That ass Uber, slaving on this shit. I mean, I got some crazy Uber stories, just like I told the little Uber story earlier, you know what I mean, with the whole 7-Eleven motif behind it. And it wasn't planned, I didn't do that, but just like how we were talking about in the beginning of this prequel to a dissertation, you know what I'm saying, about how these numbers can have, get connections and sequences or sync. You get what I'm saying? They can sync up, kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Without anybody else's doing. So some would say that numbers are the language of God. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a science that if we're not familiar with, need to be familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Because time at the time, did a lot of work on these stories in the news, and from my perspective, I'm like, well, they got to be doing this shit. They got to be either doing this or tapping into this type of science and using it against people. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not wavered from that position, but I would not be surprised if all these situations, even though I do think that's a stretch, but all of these situations that happen by the numbers could just happen by some divine force that nobody has control over. Now, you think about that movie Wanted, Morgan Freeman and Angelina Jolie and shit, when they were teaching the young boy to be an assassin and they had a guild of assassins that followed direction from like Maysters or whatever, you know what I'm saying, but a higher power, and this higher power was speaking to them through the stitching of the papyrus that they would make. So when they would count the numbers of the stitching and they would break down these numbers, these numbers would give them a name. And this name would be somebody who, you know what I'm saying, they got to take out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know my camera was dipping, but the name would be somebody who is, being a bad actor, basically. You know what I'm saying? And they got to do something to that person, and they got to handle that person. So if you've seen Wanted, you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically gematria in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? And they had that show. Was it what is that show? I wanted to play a clip from it. Blacklist. You know what I'm saying? Now recently, I seen some brothers doing a stream talking about Blacklist in regards to the snake venom. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a breakdown of the whole Remdes situation. You know what I mean? I don't even want to say the whole word, but I seen a breakdown of that, and people were trying to connect that to snake venom, and without sounding like I'm providing medical advice or misinformation or nothing like that, this Remdes shit does look like the venom shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's stored the same way, it looked the same way. The whole micro what the blood clot situations. You know what I'm saying? You know, that you can find that, you know, with the whole snake situation. You know what I'm saying? So you know, again, not providing no medical advice. You know, so I gotta dance around that topic. You know, as long as we on YouTube. But like I said, I might, you know, switch over to Rumble exclusively doing streams. So I can say what I want. You know. You know what I mean? But YouTube is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we got Reese coming on. You know what I'm saying? I had to do the intro for you. You know what I'm saying? So we got the good brother Reese in here. You know, that's gonna update us with, you know, some shit that's going on in the news. You know, he
What
gave me a
up, though?
briefing. Gave me a briefing earlier. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the brother. You know what I'm saying? So
I have an
I
echo or
tried.
anything like that?
No, you good. I try to make it. I try to keep the seat warm for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I was stalling. I did the half the best I could. You know.
Hey, it's looking like they're throwing some new stuff at us. So in the past couple of weeks, we've had a large object come up on NASA's cameras, feeding energy off the
Yes.
sun.
Yeah.
Time capsules
Now,
missing.
now,
All kinds of craziness.
like in regards to that NASA situation. Now, I was stewing over this and like just how on the Citizen Man show that we was on last night. You know, and it's crazy because I didn't even know you was on there until after I got off and shit. You know what I mean? So that's was crazy and shit. But anyway, but uh, I seen, you know, some talk about, you know, this whole NASA situation. But like I was saying on there last night, we was talking about the whole we got to factor in all of these things have to have asterisks next to them because we got to factor in the big elephant in the room that is CGI. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We all have to atone to the fact that CGI is a big thing and is doable by damn near any fucking body. You know what I'm saying? So people can do deep fakes, they can add edits to videos, all kind of shit. So man, they did it with the 911 footage. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the footage that we saw was doctored with the plane and shit. You know what I mean? You know, so but that's a whole nother can of worms. But with that said, you know, I had to put an asterisk next to, you know, these situations that they telling us. Now that video that where it had something that looked like it was up near the sun, like literally like taking energy from it. You know what I'm saying? Which was crazy.
There was a funnel
I don't know.
cloud type looking thing
I don't know if you got
coming
a
from the
clip for
sun and
that.
going into the object. And they said it was the size of Jupiter. It is round, by the way.
And you know, round is a natural shape. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for the flathead screwdrivers out there, you know, it's kind of hard to have a non-natural shape be the shape of the Earth when everything else in nature, you know, takes a spherical shape. You know what I'm saying? But I
And they're
digress
also
on that.
finding, so on top of all the space stuff and the time capsule missing, you got the particle collider, and there's talk of dimensions and two new
Wait.
elements that they found. Right now, look,
Hold on. You're moving too fast. Hold on. I know you got a lot of chip for us.
no,
But
listen, I'm not gonna try to cram you with all them stories. All I'm saying is
But
like they changing the narrative. It's getting
I want to
scientific.
know. I want to know what you mean when you say the time capsule. I heard you say that twice. What time capsule are you referring to?
Brother, that's another video. If there was a
Man,
time capsule underneath those guide stones, I want to know what it was, why it was, and when it was. So,
Okay.
I don't know
I got
any of
you.
that yet. That's today's
All right.
homework.
So I got you. So all right. So this is breaking news, basically that the time capsule. It was a time capsule under the guide stones, and is stolen or is missing now. So that's what you're telling us right now.
They were saying, I haven't seen the footage, but they were saying yesterday that there was footage of a guy coming to the guide stones and setting a charge to blow them up. The news don't have that yet, or they ain't showing it. I haven't seen it anywhere, but that's what they're saying. So apparently there's 2 cameras that watch these guide stones 24 hours a day. So if that's the case, that means there's footage. That's footage of these guys digging this hole for how many hours it took and removing whatever they removed. I never knew anything about the Georgia guide stones. That's something I'm looking at now, today. So I don't know anything about this time capsule, but that's what they're reporting today, that the time capsule was taken away. Not stolen, just removed for whatever reason. That's how they're reporting. And they're showing the hole in the ground, but they're not showing any footage of them digging the hole, what they took out, or anything. So I'm not buying anything. And even if they did show us something, you just said a minute ago about CGI and all that, you know, and there's talk of dimensions and stuff, time capsules, and I don't know. They might be trying to scare us, you know, different ways.
It's crazy because I just took a break from watching Stranger Things, and they released the second half of season 4 in the 7th month of the year. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn.
All right, stop right there. Go put this on my channel before you go in.
We on your channel.
All right.
We on already. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So you know we just pointing out some things here. So like I said, Stranger Things and Doritos, they had Live from the Upside Down, you know, and they kicked this shit off in July. You know what I'm saying? The 7th month and the 4th season of this installment. You know what I'm saying? So, and of course this is dealing with interdimensional warfare and murder and, you know, all kind of shit like that, you know, and also dealing with MK Ultra patients that are capable of using telekinetic powers. You know what I'm saying? So and all of this is on TV while the particle collider is running, because they haven't cut the particle collider off. This is when they celebrating cutting it back on again. You know.
Well, it was down for a couple years, yeah.
Yeah, they celebrating cutting it back on again. So for all we know, this could be still running right now. We don't know that they cut it back off. We know that they cut it back on. You know what I'm saying? So this whole interdimensional thing that, you know, they saying with the black holes, CERN, you know, all that kind of shit, you know, this is playing out on the silver screen in Netflix. You know what I'm saying? With the upside down and shit. And who's the protagonist of the show? 11. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can go back 20, 30 years and find movies that, you know, look at the old Star Trek movies, not the series, the movies, and like,
yeah.
Ain't none of this new, you know what I mean?
Now, speaking of that, now the Star Trek had a popular character, a cyborg character named 7 of 9. 7 of 9 was this character's name. You know what I'm saying? And it was Star Trek Voyager. They're actually doing a reboot of that. I think that person had their own spinoff show, the 7 of 9 cyborg girl that all the Star Trek people like. So, you know, you see they put these same numbers in all like publications and shit. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's 7, 9, 11, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know, just like with the Red Stormtrooper, you know, from Star Wars, the Red Stormtrooper, you know, one of my logo motifs I like to use. You know, that Stormtrooper, that Red Stormtrooper was from the 7-9 Brigade. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? You know, they like to use these numbers a lot, you know, and I just like to highlight these things and, you know, and guide people along, you know, to show people what they mean and, you know, without triggering, you know, things that get us shadow banned and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. You know,
well, I mean, numbers are the government of all, yo.
So you named a couple of things. You talked about this thing that I'm actually looking for right now. I'm trying to find, like, every time we rap, I'm on a hunt to try to find some shit, you know what I mean? And it's like, damn, I ain't hear about this or I ain't know about that. Let me look on this. Let me look that up. So that's my assignment right now, was trying to find this God Stones hole in the ground time capsule missing. You know what I'm saying? Now, aside from that, what else you got? What else you got for us?
Basically, those are the few stories that I've been focusing on. Everything else is just violence and nonsense and political, the same old political dance. Another news station turned on Biden. I mean, all of his people are flipping on him one after the other. Our government's turning over on its head, so something's going to happen here at the end of the year. That's in the news.
Well, did
Everything
you
else
see
is
that?
basically scientific. They don't talk about the war anymore. You know, Roe versus Wade, the stuff with the Supreme Court is over. They're talking science now.
Now, I want to just run this by you. I think I ran it by you before, but I want to just say this for the record. Now, although we know these dude Biden ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, I do think I see a scheme going here. Now, early when this Roe versus Wade shit happened, I pointed out and showed the old clip where, he was solely against abortion and said it was a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? And this is why he was still old, by the way. So it ain't that long ago. Um, so then he did a flip flop, the video on my Truth is Undefeated channel that's in limbo. It's called Flip Flop Biden. You know what I'm saying? So he does a flip flop. You know what I'm saying? And they snatched me up with the copyright shit because I used that girl beat, the Gucci flip flop beat. I try to, how I do with the shit. But we
Yeah.
got you. That's why I'm happy to have you making the nasty beats. You know what I'm saying? Just on a side note, I woke up this morning thinking about that beat you was making with the triple opera percussion beat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, when I put the acapella over music.
Yeah, and it's like duh, 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 like what I'm talking about, that John. That's
Yeah. Hands
I
of
fuck
gold.
with that. Yeah, hands of gold. I think I might want to fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I might
Hands
need
of
a
gold. Hands of gold. I can use a
and that
lot of
other
different
John
places.
too.
I can make a
The
golden
other
sphere song about that. I can make a song about money. It's actually a gold digger song if you listen to the words. The hook is hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm.
right, right.
And the
And
verse talks about how the king comes down from his royalty in his palace to go visit a regular girl. She's
now
got his
one
nose open and he's risking the
Pope
kingdom for her. And
now Pope always say, now I don't know where he at. He's in cyberspace somewhere. He's probably fighting a good fight on Twitter. But I linked him on this, John. I should just. I think we got him on here. We might.
remember,
Yeah,
he's
I
on
think I
Cali
got him.
time.
No, I got him on here. He's on. We streaming on his page. I don't know why he. You know what I mean? I don't know where he at, but we hijacked his page. Shout out to the Cali fam. You know what I'm saying? Philadelphia, California. You know
Or
what I'm saying?
California, Philadelphia.
Yeah. But he always says that it's a difference between a female and a woman. You know what I'm saying? So, just to touch on that real quick and what you said about the hands is gold, is always cold. Those, but the hands of woman is always warm. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the hands of gold could be the female gold digger. You know what I'm saying? Or just the adversary or whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the meaning
Like
behind
somebody.
the meaning behind the hook is like it's a Lannister song, I think. I'm not sure, but there's that arrogance in being royal.
Right.
And
Now,
hands
one of
of
the
gold
things
are
that
cold. They're cold. Rich people are cold, but a woman's
one of
hands are warm. The woman will, bring that
now,
out of him.
now it's crazy that that's a Lannister song because the Lannister had that also that saying
I
that
think.
they always pay their debts, like the Lannister always pay their debts. So
I'm not 100%
they
sure about that. The Lannister song was Reigns of Castamere, but I
okay.
think Hands of Gold is a Lannister song because the Lannister soldiers were singing it.
Yeah, probably. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
But
I just
the people from Westeros, they sing the songs from around the land. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know for
So
sure. But Hands of
so I
Gold is a
found
deep song.
so look, I found the clip. I found a clip of what they talking about with this Godstone dig. That's what they calling it right here. And then I also found something about this Japanese boy that got hit with the makeshift sawed off. And I'm seeing something right here about far out NASA telescope first cosmic view goes deep. So they doing some extra long range telescope situation right now. I don't know if you want to touch on that, but you can pull that up on the screen real quick. I don't know if it's. Let me see if there's video available for this.
I want to talk about dimensions for a minute, right? So, you remember when I lived on Ogons? Years ago, there was an eclipse. And it was the moon blocking out the sun, right? I wanted to see it. So you remember the Porsche design glasses I had that you could interchange the lenses?
Mm-hmm.
I had about 12 different pairs of lenses, all different colors, the whole rainbow. I even had a pair of rainbow lenses. What I did was I stacked like 6 or 7 of these lenses on top of each other. They're all the same shape. And I put it in front of my phone camera. And I had a clear image of, I don't even know what to call it, the aura of the sun. It's not the just the brightness that you see when you look into the sky that blinds you and you have to put your arm up.
Yeah.
I saw the perimeter of it and
that's the
what looked like fire shimmering around it. So each lens was like a dimension to me that made that image clearer and clearer. And I was able to look directly at it without burning my eyes at all because I had those 6 or 7, sunglass lenses in front of it. Apparently, they had these cameras that are made, block out that blinding light from the sun. So it's possible that they could view something like that. But
now,
I got a program on here, dog. I could make that right now.
I got a question. Do you remember? I think it was 2000. Was it 18 or 19 that we had the eclipse in August? You remember that?
That might be the eclipse I'm talking about. Now, daytime, right? Daytime.
Yeah, and they were saying to people to not look directly at it.
They always say that.
And all that shit. And I was thinking, like, what if it's the complete opposite? You know what I'm saying? What if you could, like, I don't know, this is just a theory. What if you could gain power from looking at that shit or something?
Well, the whole world is going to watch it when it comes anyway. Nobody's going to look away because the news says so.
Well, the thing is that they was telling people, they was even giving out protective glasses, like, and it's like that's what really kind of like sparked my interest into this theory, because it's like, all right, these people really don't go out their way to do things in our best interest. It's usually to do something to either limit us or hinder us. You know what I'm saying? So,
but sometimes, once in a while, they will do something in your best interest to throw up a smoke screen for something devastating that they're about to do. So that will give us a little bit of, a little bit of love.
But in regards to this situation, they was adamant about don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for people who don't care about, like, I drove through Kensington, the other day, and Kensington kind of keeps me centered, you know what I'm saying, in reality. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, it could get worse. Whatever you bitching about, you could be out here on K&A with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder what's the differential between the people that's homeless and the people that have, like, a mild drug problem and the people that got a vicious drug problem. I would assume that the people that are homeless wouldn't want to be too close to the people who got drug problems. So it's kind of safe to assume that all those people that be in that one cluster, they all is getting high. I mean, I don't want to just throw blankets over people, but I mean, if I was homeless and I was downtrodden, I don't think that I would be like having all of my shit or like sleeping next to like people that's like popping themselves with needles all night. You know what I'm saying? I would seek refuge somewhere else. So it's like, I think it's safe to assume that all them people over there is like that. But, like I was saying, to say that, when I go through that place, that place keeps me centered, and it's like, damn, shit could be fucked up. But it lets you know that if these people don't care about just simple living conditions, then why do you care about things like my teeth? Why are you so persistent about me wearing these fucking glasses to look at the eclipse? Maybe it's quite possible that maybe I might turn Super Saiyan or something if I look at the shit. I don't know. And I ain't going front. I didn't take a gamble because I'm like, what if this shit do burn my eye? Like they were saying, yeah, it's gonna burn your eye and you have a permanent scar in your eye. And I didn't do it. You know, but I do
Look,
know some people. I know some people that did look at that shit though, and
our
their eye wasn't
ancestors, right?
fucked up.
Our ancestors knew something about the cosmos, right? And the sun gives our planet a constant flow of energy for 12 or more hours a day. When it's interrupted suddenly, something goes on. We don't know what it is, but apparently, when change causes change. You know what I'm saying? That's physics. It is what it is. Nothing exists alone. So if there's an event, there's an outcome. Maybe in the future we'll be tapped in and we'll have a bigger understanding of what that is. But our handlers need to be more
Well,
honest
I seen a
with us
brother
about what's going
on Instagram a couple years ago before this whole scam plan shamdemic popped off. He was talking about the whole 5G gig speed situation, and he said that people are going to start turning green, like the people that you see in the Emerald tablets, Thoth, and Osiris, Ansar for those of us in that queue. You know what I'm saying? But depicted as green, these people were really green, back then, and you're gonna start seeing people have green skin like that now. And then they made a reference to Dragon Ball Z and that the bull who dressed like a Moor, which I did think was interesting. One of the Dragon Ball Z characters, he's green and he dresses like a Moor. You know what I'm saying? And it's arguable that even Goku himself is depicted as a black person. Because they say when the moon comes out that the Saiyans turn into great apes. Big
What about the
giant
Riddler and the Hulk?
Right. So you see a lot of symbolism with the green man of nature, shit like that. It symbolizes nature and being renewed and reborn and shit like that. Just like when
I went to
somebody,
Universal Studios in California to meet Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk, when I was a kid.
Now, look, I got a question for you. Are you familiar with with the term calling somebody green, like somebody who's a rookie? Like, would you referring to them as they're green?
Well, green was used in a sense that of jealousy. They would say you're green with envy or something, like, you know what I mean? It's like a
But
green is associated to a feeling usually.
how about in reference to being new to something? Like this person is green, or they're wet behind the ears, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
In the world of gardening, I've never heard that. Green means other things like, green thumb, and it means something positive here.
Well, I was asking that, like, just have you ever heard that? Now, that's a term
Nah,
that's used. That's a
I'm
term that
digging in my brain, yo. I haven't heard that.
police officers use that term, and I was thinking that military soldiers might even use that term. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Green is used in the military, but it's referred to the branch, the army. So the Navy guys are blue, Army soldiers are green, Marines are whatever, and the Air Force is whatever. Black and yellow, however it goes.
So a green somebody, let's say somebody had like a green badge, could that be considered like an entry level rank?
Oh man, I can't remember. The
Yeah,
stock market uses that term too. So when you're winning, you're in the green.
right.
So there's a lot. That word is associated to a lot of different things.
Yeah, new, renewed,
Envious.
restored. You know what I'm saying? Recycle. That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, filled up or replenished with something. You know, so yeah, that could be a thing. But this person was saying that people are going to be turning green because of the gamma ray radiation that they're going to absorb, and the melanin is going to protect us. Is going to protect us from this radiation, as to where it's going to fry and cook everybody else. Now, fortunately, we haven't had an event like that to test that theory, you know, but I don't want to test that theory. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Let's just
it's
hope
like
that let's just hope that the genders all turn green at the same time. Because I don't want to be walking around and the women turn green first, and I damn sure don't want to turn green first, and
yeah, I
had the
can't
women
turn green
rejecting
first.
me. I ain't messing with them green niggas. They ain't all green yet.
Right. But you know that was a couple of years ago, and that person has disappeared, and
Oh
it's
boy.
quite possible that this person could be a charlatan, or they could be on to something. But that's a whole nother can of worms. You know what I'm saying? So I want to bring in this slide right here so we can talk a little bit about. Now you said you want to talk about dimensions. Um, Now a lot of people. One thing I do want to say about CERN and the activities of CERN. A lot of people are the vast majority, even myself, are unaware of the full scope of what CERN does. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was watching a movie. It was Tron. I was watching Tron yesterday. Now, Tron came out in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? And
The video game came out first.
now I'm not familiar with the video game. Now you can school me on that.
Same
And I would
thing.
love to definitely love to hear about that. But if you could, if you're familiar with the cinematics of the game, like the whole cinema shit, not just the gameplay, but a lot of times they put crazy like storylines in these games. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Like
check it
Resident
out when you
Evil.
get some free time. Yo, it was a video game first. It's deep.
Like Resident Evil has a deep plot to it. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole virus shit started with the progenitor virus. And just even that word itself, is a there's some intellectual predicated malevolence, going on there. So the first virus started with that, and it was really supposed to be about rejuvenating limbs and people that handicap being able to walk again. And then they say that the government took this and then turned it into a bioweapon. You know what I'm saying? So these video games be having some very interesting plots, and then sometimes they even come into play in real life. You know what I'm saying? But Tron, that I was watching the other day, that came out in the '80s, actually came out on July 9th. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was
6-9.
1980. Yeah, the July 9th. No, 7/9.
7-9.
That 7/9 symbolism. Now, last night we talked about the Georgia Guidestones being erected 42 years ago. Now, we do the math right. 42 years ago would be June 1979. So June 1979 was when these Guidestones were erected. You know what I'm saying? Now, they were taken down or blown up or assaulted on the 6th of July, which is 67, in the blood sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And we showed, with the gematria and the number of connections with the whole 67 and the 77. And they said that this was off of mile marker 77, 7 miles off of the road. You know what I'm saying? So 777 is also, Thelemite, and they also play with that number 93. Hence the meaning that the sun is 93 million miles away. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an nod to their whole shit. Saturn Alien Brotherhood shit. But, they put their coding and everything. So, like, just how, like, in the beginning of the show and even before the show when we was talking about how, these numbers could have their own cosmic force. And they might just be showing themselves without any malevolence. And I really entertain that idea, and I do want to say that that's a good point, But we do have proof that these people use these numbers to their advantage, even like with talismans, erecting certain statues, using.
Well, here's the thing with gematria. The science itself, right? When you look at it for what it is, it looks like what we know of it is a small piece of it. It might go further than that. You might be able to use mathematics
Right,
to
right.
determine the future. You understand what I'm
Now
saying?
that's where
Because
CERN
mathematics
comes
is
in
used
at.
for everything else that we do. You understand what I'm saying? Even in
And,
gardening or what, you
now
can't get
look,
away from it.
that's where CERN comes in at. Now, right now we'll be talking. I got like the weirdest looking bug that just flew on my windshield, but that joint is just chilling like a motherfucker. But that's where CERN comes into play. You know what I'm saying? CERN uses mathematics to allegedly have the capability to open different dimensions. Now, is it quite possible that numbers could be a gateway to a different dimension, and that the spooky things that we see happening with numbers could be signatures of an alternate dimension, kind of like what we see with Stranger Things and all of the rumors that we hear surrounded with CERN, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. They use mathematics to cut those machines on. All of those machines is based around supreme mathematics. You know?
The golden spiral,
Yeah. The golden rule, the
it's the
meter.
same thing. It's pi.
Right.
It's
Now,
not. It's one
now
plus
consider
one, and then
these.
that's where it stops. It
Now
stops after
consider.
two. Then it goes to
Now,
5, 8, and
now consider this. Those mathematical systems date back to Kemet. You know what I'm saying?
millions of
So
years before that.
but I'm saying they date back to Kemet, and I'm just saying that you use that as a reference to a marker. I'm not, we can argue the origin. Even when you look at the Shango bone, this is one of the earliest mathematical systems known to man, the Shango bone. You know what I'm saying? And we know who Shango is. So we know who the true authors of mathematics are, or at least the people who developed the first understanding of mathematics. Because, like we had a conversation before, we know and understand that mathematics exists way before humans and everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's arguable that mathematics is the language of God. So when we're talking about interdimensional um, situations happening, whether they be to somebody's benefit or they be malevolent, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's quite possible that numbers themselves could be a gateway to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like language, like we know that
They have to
language
be
can,
involved because you can't have anything in existence without
like,
the math to it.
Even with words and numbers. I mean, words and letters. We know that letters are symbols for different things. You know what I'm saying? Almost like New Age hieroglyphs. And we know that words have certain tones and frequencies. Like when you say things, like when you say mom. Like for a child, one of the most difficult speech patterns to develop is words with M. So, a lot of times, like the mom is looking for the kids to say mom, and the kid is saying dada, dada, because it's easier to say that than it is mom. You gotta have more motor skills to say words like M. Now, just think about that 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 vibrating frequency that reverberates through your skull and your brain when you're using words like M and other words that you have to like really use your tongue and to create the frequency to convey the word properly. You can see this type of practice used in chanting, mantras, you know, meditation, even like chi, when people are using Tai Chi and, doing all kind of things like breaking bricks and all kind of like superhuman kind of things. These people are tapping into tones and frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So, it's something to consider. And, when you put it all in perspective, that numbers and letters are not just used for what we use them for in the service value. That's like probably like the tail end of it. You know what I'm saying? To categorize things and convey things, but
Hmm.
they're archetypes in nature. You know what I'm saying? Even like a A, the shape of an A that we know is the head of a bull. You know what I'm saying? Now you think that with remember that movie that came out, The Last Airbender,
Yeah, and a W is a bird in flight.
Right, right, facts. You know what I'm saying? A B is a pregnant woman. You know what I mean? You know, like the breast and the stomach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how we talked the other day. A lot of dwellings or buildings are they start with the letter H because H takes the shape of a building, a house with a chimney. You know what I'm saying?
House,
So
home,
like
hotel,
right. You know what I'm saying? So
hall.
yeah. So we see these letters are more than just way to categorize things. They're literally archetypes. You know what I'm saying? That have a greater meaning than the surface value. And that's where we get into esoteric knowledge and occult knowledge. Even when people hear that word occult, occult simply means hidden. You know what I'm saying? Like like if somebody was to go and up under your car and you gotta get to one part, you gotta take out some other part to get to that other part. That's an occult, part of the car or occult mechanism in the car. You know what I'm saying? Let me plug my charger up and check out. All right. I keep saying my phone is hot. Hold on. Is my phone hot? Feel like it's hot. All right. Let's cut the air on it real quick. That shit is hot. Because we dropping some hot shit right now. And so my phone just start heating up. Like, that shit is hot. Take that screen, take that thing off the back. And let that air hit it. So, my man, I guess he tapped out real quick, or his phone shut down. They're probably trying to shut me down too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right, so now we got the phone cooled down to a certain level so that it can charge. But this Joan it stopped charging and everything. That shit was crazy. But and that just go to show you, like, all right, this is a Samsung phone right here. Just on the side note. And I remember the whole battery gate situation with the Note situation, and it was like, these phones is blowing up, this, that, and the third. And even back then, these phones had the cool down mechanism, that, you literally we all just experienced just live on this stream right here that, when these phones get hot, depending on what you're doing, they start shutting down. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, this is a newer phone, so you see a lot of progress since then. Because an older phone, they would have this whole stream wouldn't even be on. It would have just been off. But, the phone actually gave me an opportunity to cool it off. You know what I'm saying? I thought smart. You know what I mean? My phone was overheating. So I put it on the little AC vent and let that shit cool off. You know what I'm saying? And it's still a little hot. You know what I'm saying? But it's cooling down. You know? But I got that joint on the charger because we actually on 5%. You know what I mean? So I think we good now. I think we can throw it back up here. But that shit was hotter than a motherfucker. It ain't gonna blow up though. You know what I'm saying? And then, I remember they had that video clip of CeeLo. It was like a clip from a movie or something, and people was passing that shit off like it was real. And then it's like, man, if a cell phone blow up, the fire from a lithium battery is not gonna be no little pop flash. I tell you that much. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be clean up in aisle. Right, it's gonna be clean up in aisle 7 for real. You know what I'm saying? So, trust and believe that. You know what I mean? That shit ain't no joke. You know what I mean? But what's going on with this right here? I don't know what happened with my Rumble situation, but we're gonna just snatch that out of there because Rumble was on, but it wasn't working, so I don't even think the shit got broadcasted anyway. But whatever. Alright, let's jump back in the room. We should come back in a minute. You know what I mean? I want to pull up this little clip that I had right here. Well, not a clip, PDF. You know what I'm saying? That he gave us that little alley-oop on that continuing story about the Georgia Guidestones. So earlier, we did the stream. I keep saying yesterday. Earlier, talked about this, and the question was up in the air as to who did this. Who's responsible for these, for the Guidestone situation? You know what I mean? And the thing was that once I started looking into this, I'm like, oh yeah, this is really some bullshit right here. You know what I mean? Now, hold on, why they got me like this? Like I'm like more important or something. Like, come on, who did this?
I don't know what happened. My computer just crashed.
I don't know what happened either, but I gotta update these privileges and shit. Something they say, I know StreamYard, like every month or every couple months they make you refresh or update like privileges and shit, and if you don't, the shit go back to default and shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they be on some bullshit sometimes.
I gotta take a call. Hold on.
Alright. Listen, I don't know what's going on with what is this? Fucking Firefox browser? Y'all are drawn. Yeah, I can't use this. I say I really try not to use the Google shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, y'all people make it difficult. You make it difficult for me to not do something else. You know what I mean? So they say on the StreamYard shit, I did see in the journal I read, they said that the best browser to use is actually Google Chrome. You know what I'm saying? Firefox was up there too, but they said it's recommended for Google Chrome. Now, me and my contemporaries really don't like to use Google Chrome for a litany of reasons. Security issues mainly. I mean, but because they be all up in your business. But hey, they already all up in our business, right? So you scared to go to church. It's funny because I'm sitting over here near the church and shit. You know what I mean? But if you scared to go to church, fuck that. You know what I mean? That's listen. I don't be wanting to like burst people's bubble and shit, but I do want to be like, man, listen, we here, fuck it. Hold up. God damn. All right. If you asleep, that shit wake your ass up. God damn. And I got headphones in. That shit was all in my ear. Did you see? I had played this clip earlier and shit. Did you see this little Trump clip from back in the day? Oh, let's reiterate this shit because this is on your channel now. So let's put this up right here. 27-second clip of your man Trump right here. I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me over there?
I think what I want to do is I want to talk just for a second. I wrote this out, and it's very close to my heart because I was down there, and I watch our police and our firemen down on 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down. And I saw the greatest people I've ever seen in action. I saw the bravest people I've ever seen, including the construction workers, including every person down there. That's what New York values about.
Yeah. Did you ever see this clip before? I don't know if he can hear me, but if y'all ain't never see that clip before, you notice he intentionally said 7-Eleven. Why did he say 7-Eleven? That's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Why did he say that? Maybe because he knows what's going on. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why. I don't know. What y'all think? Maybe he knows. Maybe he knows what we know. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know what I mean? Listen. You see, I don't know if y'all peeped, he was throwing up them 3 6s too. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing them Jones up while he was talking and shit. Yo, can you hear me, cuz? What's going on with this man? Alright, let me finish editing this little clip right back real quick. Hold up. I'm multitasking, man. Fuck that. I'm actually posting a fucking reel right now. I'm posting a reel right now, so fuck that. You know what I mean? But I was just watching some shit about this Instagram shit last night, and they were saying like the science of this shit, and even the science of people asking for likes and asking for people to subscribe and shit. It's a whole science to that shit. So with that said, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like and subscribe for more exclusive content like this. You know what I'm saying? More exclusive content of knowledge that you might not be privy to. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I seen the psychiatrist talking about that shit, and it's a whole science to that shit. I said, okay, I got you. I see what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do. You know how they do. Well, I don't know what happened to the brother. I'm gonna post this one more clip. We're gonna rock this. We're gonna ride this out. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna wrap it up, man. Cause I do gotta get back to work. That's what I definitely do gotta do. You know what I mean? So we ain't even gonna play. Alright. I need you to stop doing that. There you go. Alright. Alright, so we back on. I just had to throw that little, on a 7-Eleven tip. I said, fuck it, I'll throw that little clip up there. So let's see what we got right here. I wanted to touch on this right here. They wouldn't allow me to post this right here the other day. But we're gonna roll the dice right here.
Do you see anyone that's progressive enough for you?
Well, first, let me say off the top, thank you so much for having me. When I hear names like Rahm Emanuel being floated as part of Biden's cabinet, considering the fact that he covered up the murder of Laquan McDonald in Chicago, considering the fact that he closed over 50 elementary schools and 30 mental health institutions, it's incredibly alarming and...
Woo! You seen that? I guess that's a coincidence too, right?
So we lost the congressman-elect there.
Yeah, I bet y'all did lose him.
We'll try to bring him back at some other point. Up next, the color of...
Yeah, I bet y'all did lose him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was posting the reel. Because that's one of the ways that I'm learning how to get around these algorithms. You know what I'm saying? Because when I be going in, I get snatched, I get flagged. You know what I'm saying? I get pulled just like this dude. You know what I'm saying? And you see, he was bringing some heat about your man Rahm Emanuel. You know what I'm saying? Things that people don't be wanting you to talk about or to even know about. You know what I mean? So it's only right that they snatched that dude. You know what I'm saying? He was bringing that heat. You know, and this censorship is real. Y'all think it's a game. You know, y'all think people just be mad because they ain't got their situations popping like how they want and all that. Like, no, it ain't just that. It is partially that, but it ain't all of that. You know what I mean? Trust and believe that. So, all right, what's this clip that we got right here? You know what I mean? I got a couple clips right here that I could touch on. Wanted to go on this right here. Let's go with this right here. You know what I mean? Let's I don't know what the fuck is going on right here, but somebody look like they're getting their ass whooped. Somebody sent me this video right here. I don't know exactly where, what was. They didn't give me a backstory with this. Shout out to Pope and ENT, you know what I'm saying, for sending me this little clip right here. I think Pope just signed in. There you go. And it's funny because this nigga like Candyman, you know what I'm saying? I said his name and here he comes and shit, you know. But yeah, maybe you can tell me what this clip is right here, brother. Let's play it again. I don't know if you sent me this, so you tell me what this is right here. What happened right here?
In there?
Yeah. You don't know. He just sent me some shit. He was being thought of it. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. Somebody's getting their ass for. I mean, but, let's go with the next clip right here. I got a couple clips. A whole bunch of shit, dumbass shit that I don't even know what the hell it is. But we're going to try to make sense of some of this shit. You know what I mean? This is some of the stuff that's happening around the world. And, people ain't talking about, I'm assuming this is some type of riot or protest somewhere.
What's good with you, sir?
Officers saying get out.
Just shooting and shit. Hey, turn that shit down. That shit loud as shit in my ear. Alright, so that was some video from situation in Philly. Where they said these people were scrambling. Now somebody asked me about this shit earlier. Matter of fact, Reese was talking to Reese about this earlier. And I was saying like, yo, people wasn't even running, man. People wasn't even scrambling and shit. A lot of people I seen video online. You know what I'm saying? I seen video online of that shit.
Is that the one where
we have to come to grips with what this country is about right now.
What?
I seen video online where people wasn't even running. People was just chilling there and watching and shit. So who is these people that is running? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See how
they always over exaggerate how the expression of the people.
Right. So we don't
Everybody
have the fire, let's see what else we got right here. So I got a couple that I think you sent me, and my man Cam sent me on Instagram.
Okay.
I forget that nigga's name. Shout out to Cam, that up in Harlem and shit. You know what I mean? He sent me a couple of clips.
Okay.
What's this shit right here? All right. So these motherfuckers are talking about this whole. Let's go on with this. I think this is the clip where they talking about this is the aftermath of the shooting situation on the Parkway. You know what I'm saying?
Cops are commending officers for being able to evacuate more than 1,000 people from the park.
Who's that,
Cops are
Reese?
commending
What's up with it?
officers. Meantime,
Oh shit.
top cops are commending evacuate more than 1,000 people from the parkway that night in about 10 to 15 minutes time, too.
Parkway shooting.
But they still need your help. I'm Jason Martinez. It's 5 o'clock. Police still do not know who's behind the shooting, but they do want to know that anyone who may have video from that night, they'd like it to share with them or be shared with them. Our Jeff Cole now joins us live at City Hall.
They need the
with latest
footage.
Details, Jeff.
Now look,
Well, Jason,
let me pause this shit right here. So now these motherfuckers is talking about bringing back stop and frisk over here and shit. Now I wanted to get Reese on here to talk about this shit. So because of this situation and other gun violence situations, they saying there's a real push for bringing back the stop and frisk. You know what I'm saying?
Man, fuck them people. They ain't finna.
Stop and frisk, for those that don't know, is when the police just come up and just molest you based upon their own,
Stereotypes.
prejudice. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to say something other than that, but based upon their own prejudice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when this happens, right? All right, especially here in Philly, murders and gun violence didn't cease. What happened was a lot of people was just getting locked up for dumb shit. So you get people locked up for having too many pocket knives or too much weed or having some pills they ain't subscribed to, or having that other thing.
Right.
Having that other thing or that other thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up with your voice? It's getting real choppy.
Yep.
I don't even hear him anymore.
People are still getting hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, your voice is coming in real choppy.
So it's like that shit. They don't want to go to the root cause of this shit. Motherfuckers need jobs. Motherfuckers need priorities, things to do. When you got a whole bunch of brothers just standing around the corner all day, you know what I'm saying, beefing over blocks that ain't theirs and shit.
Right.
It's just something bad bound to happen. With all this bullshit that's going on, and like, all right, when they talk about like gun control and shit, why they don't never go to like Nerf or the Super Circle people and tell the people to stop, selling gun toys to kids. Stop romanticizing.
The guy who made Super Circle was black.
Shit to kids, and why they don't go and holler at Grand Theft Auto and all these other Call of Duty video game people and tell them stop romanticizing guns to kids. Stop making these video games with all these crazy guns and rifles and shit like that. And you got these kids playing these video games, mom and dad buying your games thinking it's harmless, and you turning your kid out, turning them into a goddamn super sniper, shooting up
and buying weapons for their kids.
You know what I'm saying? Mass shooting happening and shit because they learned the shit on fucking video game, whether it's the PS4, 5, or whatever the fuck is out. You know what I'm saying?
20. Yeah.
They ain't got nothing to say to these people, But, we need to start stopping frisking people. We need to just be,
fuck that.
Our approach to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's their problem. They need to start watching them.
You know what I'm saying? Problem, reaction, solution.
Right.
They give you the problem and a solution. You know what I mean? But it's not in your
that they already had in place.
So, this is a bunch of bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to go through the rest of this video clip, or you want to go through something else? I got like a couple more clips right here that we can go at. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Why is that video so blurry?
All right, I'm gonna play the rest of this shit, man.
That video looks blurry.
Jeff Cole nut ass.
police now believe that the bullets that were fired at the two officers were fired for quite some distance, and they do not believe that the shooter actually targeted the police officers. This, as Mayor Jim Kenney now says, he wants to keep his job.
Wow. He doesn't fear for his life?
Kenney walked into the crowded early afternoon City Hall press conference alone and sat. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time that the Citadel Maysters have been shot. It would be the 12th time the first time he took questions from reporters after saying this Monday night.
I'll be happy when I'm not here, when I'm not mayor, and I can enjoy some stuff.
Ooh, did you hear that?
Not being mayor?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Yo, I've never heard of
words came after Montgomery County Sheriff Deputy John Foster and City Police Officer Sergio Diggs were wounded near the Art Museum just before the July 4th fireworks, and Kenny says
that doesn't look like urgency to me.
In the
That doesn't look urgent. They're not
Why
running.
was there two people jogging?
Also accurate that you want out of here.
I don't want out of here. I'm not
resigning. You said you wanted out of here.
It was the frustration of the moment, Jeff. I'm not a robot.
Cut it out, man. You said what you
meant. Ooh,
Kenny has
said I'm not a robot.
Hit with sharp criticism, including calls for him to quit. He says he's going nowhere, and as he
Yo, so he dropped off. Maybe when he comes back, that video. Did you see how choppy the video was?
Oh,
was
yeah.
it? Yo, man.
It
I've never
on
heard
your
a politician.
pixelation.
I've never heard of a politician say anything like that before.
What? Did you see that video I sent you?
Huh?
You see that video I sent you? What was that, on Instagram or something? The last one I just did. They won't even let me post on Instagram no more. The bastards.
I got to check on Instagram. Yeah. I haven't been on there in days, yo.
Oh man, I just go on there to post. Hey, yeah. I got some fire. Yeah, going over these history lessons. I've been fact checking Malcolm X. On his spillage, you know, on the bullets in the ballot, when he was talking about Martin, when he was talking about Martin took the money from Kennedy, and how they said.
And now you're choppy. What the hell is going on here? Maybe it's my computer. Wall is back. We'll see what happens.
They tried to vanquish me.
Yo, me and Pope were just talking, and then his thing froze.
Yeah, and he froze, and then I popped in. I ain't even touch the screen. They tried to vanquish me, man. This is like
I popped you in.
Weird shit. Oh, all right. So, all right, he froze.
Damn, man, what's going on with It happened to me twice too.
I think it's where I am though, because I'm sitting up under the tree. Let me move from here.
Nigga, you gotta go out to the Fairmount Park or to an open field or something. Or go right next to City Hall. You know nobody has bad reception in City Hall. All them lawyers and judges in there.
I'll go sit next to Starbucks.
You want the best reception? You go where the police are. Go to the police station. They ain't never had no problems.
Or the Starbucks coffee shop. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Starbucks.
They shit is always popping. You know what I'm saying?
Your video was blurry. It's coming in choppy.
Yeah, my shit is transitioning right now. It looks like we got a full moon we got a full moon coming in right now. You know
the next eclipse is in like 2 months.
You know, oh yeah, before you got vanquished, we was talking about the eclipse from 2000, I think it was 18. You know what
18?
Yeah. Yeah, it was 18 because it was I think it was October. No, it was August 18th, 2018. I think I remember that. You know what I'm saying? It was like a crazy like synchronicity with the numbers. Either it was like 18 or 17. It was somewhere around that. 8, 21, 18. Or I had to look up to get the exact number. But either way, I had a video that I had, you know, that I posted.
Damn, this is happening again. I can't believe this shit.
And
yo, you're freezing again.
From the ring in there. Yeah, because I'm.
And now Pope is back. This is struggle streaming at its best. All right, now you're clear.
Talking about something.
All right, now everybody is clear. Wherever you are, it's working. Oh shit, he's getting blurry again. What the hell is going on, man? Dude, I don't know what the hell is going on with StreamYard today.
Mannerism.
Walt is frozen. You're freezing.
What? It's niggerism, I tell you.
Walt is frozen. You're freezing up. Wait a minute. It looks like he's trying to jump back in.
Okay. Rory, you good? Reese.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
All right, yeah, we good.
Yep.
Damn, this is crazy. Yo, StreamYard don't like us.
What? Well, no. Well, I know on my end, I just connected to I just hijacked Wi-Fi, so now I'm on Wi-Fi connection.
But you're still choppy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yep.
it was that transition. You know, that shit was a live transition, so you know it left one network and went to another one. So
your voice is still coming in choppy.
Yeah, trying to reacclimate myself right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
it's clearing up.
Yep.
All right, so the picture quality is good.
Yep.
Let me get my audio right. Hold up.
We're in the house like a kitchen.
Cloudy and shit.
Boy, this is struggle streaming. I've seen worse, but
struggle streaming, yeah.
He didn't jump on the SS streaming.
The struggle is real. Struggle streaming. StreamYard struggle streaming. That's
no big deal.
That's my next.
StreamYard's.
I'm making it serious like that. StreamYard struggle streaming. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? That'd be a nice channel.
Hey, listen, make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe, you know, for exclusive content. Make sure you go to Pope and sign up, become a member. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you check out all media platforms where you see Red Pill Rescue, where you see Reese from Philly, where you see Pope and ENT, Benny Official. You know what I'm saying? Check out Red Pill Rescue Live. You know what I'm saying? .live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever that shit is.
And political music coming on the way.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to the Laura Corliss channel. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to all this shit.
What's up?
There's science in that shit.
Exactly.
Man, fuck that. All these people be saying that shit. They not just saying that shit to pester you and shit. These motherfuckers.
No, we had the whole we had the homie listening to us telling Stewart. Yo, listen. There's a delay too. That's why we talking over each other. I can hear it.
Right. Yeah. As soon as I hear it, I just try to stop. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Silence.
But what you were saying though? What you were saying though?
Yeah, the boy telling Stewart was watching us and shit. I know he mad, man. He probably tuned out because the thing kept stopping.
Oh, okay. Well, damn.
I went out, then you went out, then Pope went. That's too much, man.
Sorry, Mr. Stewart, man. But you know, this is above our
pay
grade,
apologize.
man. We struggle streaming, man. We don't get the super chat money, but we got super chat money that we can get better.
Right.
You know,
then we can put more CPUs in the computer and upgrade the sound card and all that type of shit.
So you make sure you smash that. Make sure you smash that like button.
Right. If you want to see us with better material,
like and subscribe, share if you care. Donation is
let's put up a Cash App and start begging people for Cash Apps like everybody else.
Where them Cash Apps at? PayPal, Cash App, donations, gifts,
Venmo.
more gifts.
Yep.
Nigga, what?
Beneficial 415.
Let's get some T-shirts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mugs. Cat collars.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, you donate, you got a T-shirt coming.
Go on the site, get the merch. You know, if you make merch, hit us up. Let's do a joint venture deal. You know what I'm saying?
They hate the truth out there, man. They'll never blow us up. They hate it. I don't care either.
Listen, but we Citadel Maysters. You know what I'm saying? And we entrepreneurs too, man. So, you know, we at the table, let's build. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, a story just came up on Fox. In Sri Lanka, thousands of protesters stormed the joint. They wilding around the world, man. They said that the political hit in Japan was from another politician.
I believe that, and this person, they gave them the shit that they need, because think about it, they got less than 20 gun violence cases in Japan a year. In a whole year, they might have maybe 20 shootings or
Maybe
10
that's the place
shootings.
to move to, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't got guns like that. You know what I'm saying? So for this dude to have even just to even have the knowledge to be able to make a makeshift weapon like that, and to have more in his crib, come on, man, he was financed, yo. He was financed. You don't
Let
get them,
me tell you something for a minute, brother. In the past 24 hours, I have seen more stories on Hunter Biden than I have in the last year. They are going so hard on this right now. They revealed more images, more everything, man. More video.
So this is about the laptop situation, right?
Oh boy.
Laptop gate. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. And Joey baby is in deep, man. There's they caught, I think it's a text or an email or something where Hunter Biden is actually calling his father. You ready for this? Everybody sitting down, everybody rolled up and all that. Everybody comfortable? You ready?
Trying to be.
Okay, ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
He's calling his father a 4-letter word. P-E-D-O.
Oh wow.
Pedo. He said that about his own father.
Listen,
it's not confirmed. It came out on Tim Pool on YouTube. You see what I'm saying?
I've seen a whole bunch of videos and pictures of this dude like
naked and smoking crack,
like groping. No, we talking about pedo. We seen
Joe
him,
Biden
like,
has felt up at least 6 little girls, adult women.
Now, from his own account, he was a lifeguard, right? Now, from we know about people who could be pedo, right? They take jobs to surround themselves with children, right? You know what I'm saying? How many accusations that we have coming out of Catholic Church? And,
hey, I was a lifeguard.
Boys and Girls Club, Boys and Girls Club, and
class action lawsuits all day.
Yeah,
right. So it's like these people that into that shit.
Everything.
It don't mean that everybody who, I'm not saying it like that. Shout out to the lifeguards and shout out to the people who, do their due diligence to fight the good fight to protect kids. But those people that in that area, you definitely know or heard of people who do exactly that. They surround themselves with children so that they got infinite access to children, and they be the people that you never guess be doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So if we got baby Robotus saying that Papa Robotus is a pedo, right? Then it's not far off base, given the fact that we've seen him like do the Jane Fonda to plenty of little kids, and dude was a lifeguard where he could like legally Jane Fonda kids.
Yo, let me ask you a question while Pope is suspended in another dimension. So
CERN got his ass.
Maybe he stole the goddamn time capsule.
Right.
Maybe Pope is really 12 years old. Right? And he's talking to us from 1980 something.
Speaking of that, I watched I had did a clip on Instagram where I was talking about some racist bullshit in this Disney Pixar movie Buzz Lightyear and shit, right? And this is before I seen the movie. I just seen the flyer up in McDonald's, and I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of this Buzz Lightyear situation real quick. I'm gonna just snatch a screenshot. I'm not even gonna search the internet. I'm gonna go right to where I know where it's at and screenshot it right off my page. So alright, boom. I got a screenshot of that. Let me give me a second, make it a PDF so I can throw it up on the screen. But
I ain't late for work.
Before I seen this video, before I seen this movie, I already know how these people get down, and I know that they was on some bullshit. So in this little Instagram reel that I posted on my Instagram page, Red Pill Rescue Alpha, or was it Red Pill Rescue 79? I don't know. Either way, shameless plug. You know what I'm saying? But but you know, I broke down this little movie before I even seen it, how it was gonna go down and shit. And sure enough, you know, people came out the woodwork to get mad. You know, clear people got mad. You know what I'm saying? And they was like saying like, you know, that I was playing the race card and all that. And I'm like, man, I just know these people, how these people do shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, all right, we got the PDF. You know what I mean? See how fast that shit works.
Yo,
That's what I
Fox
trying to
News is
tell
showing the
folks.
whole video of the fight with the old man and the young boy. Remember the old man stabbed the young boy to death?
Oh
When the
yeah,
young boy
yeah.
attacked him in the store? Oh, it's the echo. Where'd the
My
echo
fault.
come from? Damn,
That
that
was
was crazy.
that
That was a
was the other.
dimension that was CERN?
No, that was the other camera that came on and shit. But hold up, let me throw this slide up and shit.
Yo, this is
Not
a
saying I
long
reference
video.
what
The
we was
guy's
talking about.
wife came in and tried to stop him and everything.
Yeah, let's get to
Look down
that
at
in
the
a
screen
second.
real quick. Look at the screen real
So
quick.
look, hold up.
Mm.
Yeah, I see that. God damn. All right, so let's touch on that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So look, I got this Buzz Lightyear joint up here, right? So
Oh, man, it's
this is
clear as hell to us in 3D.
now look, this is the Buzz
God.
Lightyear movie promo situation right here.
Oh, okay.
So you see how you got Buzz Lightyear, the white man in the front. You know what I'm saying? They got the black girl in the back, sidekick, right? Hispanic boy, old head. I don't know if he white or whatever, and a cat. You know what I'm saying? So this is a slanted misrepresentation of, you know, of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, they always make, you know, in these movies that's coming out, they always teaching the kids that, you know, black men is like the problem or they the bad guy and shit. Now, without even seeing this movie, I already was pointing that shit out. You know, and one of the things that I did say about the black girl was that I was like, they're probably gonna make it so that she like Buzz or she want to be with Buzz, and that's not what happened in the movie. What happened is that she actually, the black woman, that the black girl that you're looking at right here is the granddaughter of his co-pilot, who was a black woman, but she married a white woman in the movie. This is a Disney movie. So in the Disney movie, the black girl marries a white girl, right? And then they have a grandchild, and a child and then a grandchild. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason that popped up in my head was because every time that, you know, basically they was doing space reconnaissance, they got crash landed at this place and they was trying to get off of this planet. But every time he tried to break the sound barrier, he came back and he went to the future and came back. So it was like every time he would come back, they was like 20 years older, 30 years older, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this is how he wound up completing the mission with her granddaughter. So the little black girl that you see right there is the granddaughter of his co-pilot on the mission, but she looks exactly like him. Now, question: How can this little black girl be the spitting image of her grandmother if her grandmother was in a relationship with a white woman? You know what I'm saying? No man in the situation in two generations. No man in the equation. How did she even get a granddaughter? And how did she get a granddaughter that looks exactly like her? You know what I'm saying? And in this video clip, I was saying that they try to make it seem like black men don't even exist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna see if I can play the audio. I'm gonna just play the audio. You know, you can hear. I think you might be able to hear it. Hold up. Let me see. I don't know if
Well,
you
you
can
heard
hear
what
it.
happened at Disney, with Disney like 2 months ago, right? Five of their employees. I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah, that's too crazy. I can't even. It's connected. Let me see. Let me disconnect
5 of
this.
Disney's employees were
Okay.
caught up in a child trafficking raid a couple months ago. They got over 100 people, yo. Let me see if I can find the story.
Well, I can't even. I just realized I can't play that clip because I might get in trouble for what I said on there. So
Right.
But you know, Disney Disney is always doing some bullshit. They always on some weird shit. I got a picture of an old Disney ride where Donald Duck is like laying on his stomach, and they got the little girl like riding Donald Duck like as if she's in a sexual intercourse style position with Donald Duck. You know, and this is a ride at what used to be a ride at Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? So man, I wouldn't take my kids to Disneyland, and I don't even know if I would let them watch a Disney movie. You know, because them people, they ain't right. You know, just to sum that up, they ain't right. And you said that it was a child trafficking sting that happened.
I'm trying to find it. It was five. I think it was 4 Disney employees. Okay, so I got to get the facts right, because the first time I saw it, it said 108 Disney employees arrested for child trafficking. It wasn't. It was 108 people, and some of them were from Disney. All right, so but here's an interesting thing right here. This story literally came up 1 hour ago. You want to see it, or you want me to just read it?
If you can throw it up,
let me try real quick.
I'm all
Let's
for it. Now let me
see if I can do it without crashing the goddamn computer.
I'm gonna try to do this on the spot right here.
Alrighty, let me see. Come out of this. Blow this up, and let's read. This came in 1 hour ago. This is from Colo News 8 ABC. Don't know what that is. Don't know if that's a reliable source, but here it goes. 9 arrested in human trafficking operation. Wow. Minden, Nevada. A human trafficking operation in the state line area resulted in the arrest of 9 men, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office reported. On July 7th and 8th, investigators said the men contacted undercover officers posing as children for the purpose of engaging in sexual relations with them. The 9 men are facing several charges, including attempted sex trafficking of a child, attempted statutory sexual seduction, attempted child abuse involving sexual exploitation, soliciting a child for prostitution, attempted luring of a child, and 1 male was charged with resisting arrest. Wow, that is a laundry list of charges. 2 other men were cited and released for solicitation of prostitution of an adult. The operation was a joint effort by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, the Reno Police Department, Human Exploitation and Trafficking Heat of the known as team, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. FBI was in on that.
Literally.
Wow. So that's it. It's a short one, but yeah, man.
Pun intended.
That's funny as hell.
Hey, they said that that those people have infiltrated every organization that is included that involves children.
Oh yeah, it gets deeper than that. They started some of those organizations for that purpose alone.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what man, like, and know that from CPS to
Did you lock up again? Damn, he froze again. Damn, he was saying something too. Oh man, this is getting bad. StreamYard is doing it so dirty.
Thank God his ass.
But now we're on this trafficking thing, man.
Man,
this is heavy, man.
Just like with the Uvalde situation, it's a report that
today's 7/11 too.
Yeah, 7/11. So that's why I started the stream at 7/11. You know what I'm saying?
7/11/2022. Arrests for child trafficking. There's a British superstar coming out saying he was trafficked as a child. He's black too. That's today. That came out today.
Now,
hold on, hang on a second. British superstar Mo Farah says he was taken from I'm not even gonna try to Djibouti at age 9. That's in Africa apparently. because it's spelled DJIBOUTI. Wow.
Now I got a question in that. How does one make it out of sex trafficking
Good question.
and live to tell the story? You know what I'm saying?
He's an Olympic gold medalist too.
I don't know about that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
Like you made it out of trafficking and became a gold medalist. I was pretty sure that they would try to whack you by now.
And he's
You know what I'm
saying that
saying?
for years I just kept blocking it out. That's what he's saying in this article. And he was knighted too. He was knighted in 2017, becoming Sir Mo. Can you believe it? That's incredible.
Man,
A guy
I
comes
remember
out
that
of
TV
child
show.
trafficking and becomes a knight
No,
and an Olympic gold
no,
medalist.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that because not when they be telling people to finish their pizza and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly.
Finish and dispose of your pizza.
And he's a
I don't
superstar in Great
even.
Britain, but they're saying his parents never visited. He's never visited him. His father was killed in civil violence when he was 4.
You know, these people
What does
be
that mean?
adrenals.
What does that
They be
mean?
adrenal sipping. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know
Yeah.
if y'all seen they made a part 2 to The Shining. You know what I'm saying? It's called Doctor Sleep. You know what I mean? Now
Okay.
remember when we had the word John, we definitely gotta reboot the word John, and we was talking about psyche. And I was pointing out that psyche means breath or gas, spirit. You know what I'm saying? So when you're being psychologically attacked, you're being spiritually attacked. And spirit can
Right.
be depicted as a gas or a breath. You know what I'm saying? So in this movie Doctor Sleep, you know, they were showing how they was kidnapping children that shine. You know, basically that are like the rose in the crack. You know what I'm saying? Hence the term red pill rescue. You know, just a little backstory on that. The whole red pill rescue motif comes from the Enter the Matrix video game, Path of Neo. You know, so where Neo has a mission where he has to rescue people who have taken the proverbial red pill or they've woken up in the Matrix, and while they've woken up in the Matrix, the agents become aware of that and they swarm this person to subdue this person and put them back in the Matrix. So Neo has to find these people and save them and bring them on to the ship. You know what I'm saying? So the whole red pill rescue shit is about is about providing a service, you know, from the disinformation artists to protect the red pillars or protect the people who, you know, have a affinity for knowledge and want to learn shit and don't get caught up by the charlatans and shit. So that's what the whole red pill rescue motif marquee is. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
you know, in this movie Doctor Sleep, you know, they was attacking these kids that you could say are like red pillars, or you could say or that shine. You know, and hence the term shine was the reference to the original movie that came out in 1980 with Jack Nicholson and you know, children like 11 from Stranger Things, extrasensory beings, you know, I would say that could tap in or in tune, as they say. You know, the term that they used was that they shine. You know what I'm saying? So they was talking about these people that might not even truly be people, but they eat the souls of children that shine. And one of the ways that they did this is by putting them in a very fearful environment. You know what I'm saying? And extracting their soul or their shine as they ritually murdered them. You know what I'm saying? Now this was in a movie that came out in 2019, right before, you know, the Hollywood shut down. You know what I'm saying? And it was a spinoff of a movie that what's that dude name that made Eyes Wide Shut?
Can't remember.
And he made Space Odyssey 2001 too. What is his name? he's made a lot of crazy movies. He recently died too. You know what I'm saying? Or they recently got rid of him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this is a spin-off of that movie. I don't know if he was involved in part 2, but you know, they actually talking about making a part 3 with the black guy from part 1. He was in part 2, I think, too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was in there as an apparition. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we address this story about, you know, this brother who made it from child slavery and basically been deflowered or vandalized by, you know, some high power players, you know, some people who definitely wouldn't want to see their pizza on display for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? They, you know,
Right.
I think they would want to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see this dude just making it out of child slavery. Everybody know that he made it out somehow. Somebody gonna recognize him. Somebody would know that he ain't account for. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey, are you familiar with Judge Janine from Fox?
no, who is that? Fill me in. Who is that?
She's one of the anchors from Fox News at night.
Okay.
Judge
No, what's
Janine,
up?
she talks real slick, yo, real slick.
What's up
Man,
with her? And
she's doing a joint on Hunter Biden.
now
I'm about to try
what
something.
is? I got a question. What has what's the girl's name? The black girl. Pope was just asking me about her the other day.
Conservative black
Uh,
chick,
yeah, what's her name?
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens. What did she have to say about this?
Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Uh, she hasn't really done a piece on it yet. She's taking jabs at it, but people are doing pieces on it now. Like Tucker Carlson and Judge Janine did a piece on it. No, I mean Tucker's doing a piece on violence. That's what he's concentrating on right now. I'm gonna try something. I mean, we've been on here a couple hours. I'm a roll the dice. I'm gonna mute myself, and then I'm gonna play with these audio settings and see if I can get you to hear Judge Janine's segment. I don't have it hooked up so that I can stream audio right now. I gotta
Okay.
go through a bunch of bullshit. I can't do do it on the fly like you can.
Well, I mean, I'm not really doing much. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
It's
using these
easier
two
on the phone,
phones,
believe it or
man.
not.
Yeah, I'm just using these two phones.
All right, let me mute myself.
And
Let me try this one.
listen, I think I run into more trouble because of that. Like, I feel like if I use my laptop, that I'd be better off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Who knows, right? So while he's doing that, I'm trying to set up the Rumble because my Rumble got booted earlier. So I'm trying to see if I can get back on this Rumble situation and plug myself in on the StreamYard shit. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the background right here. Let's see if I can get in. Let's see if we can get in here. Going to the destinations. You know what I'm saying? Well, I still got this video, an article in regards to the Georgia Guidestone's situation being looted, right? You know what I mean? But this time capsule being looted. I seen the Fox News article yesterday. Fox News was going ham. Right now it's a war, you know, between these people, and dirty laundry is being thrown around. So, you know, some people is going to try to make themselves look like the beacons of light, and you know, people who you can trust. But you can't trust none of these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it
So this is a test.
twisted.
What am I sounding like?
Yeah, you sound normal. You know,
All right.
that's what we're gonna
So
go with, normal. You know
I'm going to take a crack at this article, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah.
I'm nervous as shit
I had
right
to
now.
sign back into the Wi-Fi. What happened?
I'm going to try to share some audio. So let's all pray to whatever we pray to. Here we go. Judge Janine, y'all. Give us what you got. Oh shit, it's freezing. Well, so much for Judge Janine.
Pull it back out and put it back in. You know what I'm saying? Take it off
All
and
right.
then cut it. If I was from Harlem, I have to say pause and shoot. The key is not to think that way. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all infect people's brains with that, you know, that kind of nonsense. You know what I mean? That's all good.
Look, I would have been outside earlier, but it was hot as shit today, bro.
My nigga, I played ball 5 times this week, and I lost 10 pounds.
On purpose?
No, I was not trying to lose weight.
Well,
You
that's
know,
enough.
hey, I didn't know whether to
Cause you playing.
congratulate you or be sad for you. You know what I mean?
Hey, hang on a second, dog.
Notable in playing ball in the heat like this.
When I say go, I'm going to test the audio for a few seconds. Tell me if you hear it or not. All right, ready? Go.
I don't hear nothing.
You didn't hear anything? All right, hang on a second.
Nope.
Go into settings.
I don't hear nothing.
Tomorrow.
D-Bot. No
Mm-hmm.
Struggle streaming, my nigga. It's all practice. It's all love.
Yes. The
Hey, you seen the
Struggle Stream episode 230. 235 to be exact.
We should have it right by now.
Yeah.
All right, one more test.
Or they should.
One more test. When I say go, I'm gonna hit play. Ready? Go.
I don't hear nothing.
All right.
Yep. Can't hear it.
Well, what you trying to play here?
I got a video.
Well, that came from the news on the internet. They might have some type of protection on that shit.
I got a question. Has anybody heard anything about or how does this Hunter Biden situation connect to the Durham report?
To the Durham report?
Yeah.
All right. So the whole reason there's no proof of this, but everyone thinks that the whole reason why they tried to jam Trump with that whole phone call to Putin is because Trump actually did call Vladimir Putin. And apparently that phone call was about Hunter Biden and what went down with that Burisma oil company in Ukraine. Apparently that's what Trump and Putin were talking about. And there's information out there saying that there was a child trafficking thing that was big going on in Ukraine. And that Hunter Biden was up there, you know, doing shady things and dealing with other cabal members in that area. So, you know, I don't want to say too much and get too crazy, but you know how it goes, man.
Right.
But that's what people are saying, man. And it might be true because everything that we questioned 2 years ago is starting to come to light. And it's all true. It's all spot on, man. Let me try to play a YouTube video. All right, let me see. When I say go, I'm going to hit play. Go. You don't hear that?
I heard a phone. I don't know.
Nah, something's wrong.
Yeah, let me see if I can do the same.
About this boat that I'm gonna get. Massive comment.
Oh,
a massive comment and supermoon will light up the sky this week.
This week?
So what kind of shit did we think gonna happen with that? It's a lot of shit going on out here, man. All right, let me pull this up real quick. See if I can get a video on this. These people are something else. All that shit be going on. It's like almost like it's lined up too perfect. You know, it's too tricky.
Did y'all hear that music I was just playing?
No.
Oh man, I gotta figure this shit out. Oh shit. All right, let me see. All right. Can y'all still hear me?
Oh yeah, I can.
Huh?
You know, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play some music on go. Ready? Go.
Yeah, I can
Nothing?
hear it.
Huh?
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
All right. So I fixed the fucking problem. Now I'm going to try to play Judge Janine. Let me see if I can share it. Hold on. Get everything right. Now I know what to do. So no more struggle streaming for me. Got one of the quirks fixed. All right, let me see. Judge Gene, let's see if this works. So I'm going to hit play. Let me know if you don't hear it. Here we go.
Well, first of all, he's under investigation, but the truth is Merrick Garland is running it. But look, when you think of first families, you think of like people with a little class. Talk about a dirtbag. This guy is a drug dealer. This crazed man. He's going through Europe with a vacuum cleaner. His father lies about it. His father, I don't know anything about his business dealings. He now is caught in the lie. We've got him caught in the lie. Mr. President, why don't you explain? Why did you lie about saying that you didn't know anything about your son's
Why'd you
overseas?
lie?
Meanwhile, we're about to drop tariffs on China. And how much money did he get from the Chinese energy company? 4.5 million. How about from the Chinese investors? 1.5 billion. And then you want to know if Hunter is impacting the policy of the United States of America? He's taking tariffs off of solar panels, so we get them from China. He wants electric cars, so we get the batteries from China. Well, first of all,
so what's your reasoning for the big, clean energy push? They're gonna pocket.
That's the reason for the high. That's the reason for the high gas because it's been the clean energy push. You know what I'm saying? Problem, reaction, solution. So it's like, man, everybody and their mom is thinking about the idea of not having to pay for gas no more. So it's like, all right, you see how they set this shit up. Oh yeah, this person passed this bill so this company can make these electric cars. And, they geared you up for this shit. And then now they make gas the issue, right? When oil replenishes itself, but that's a whole nother can of worms. But they make gas the issue when we get less than 10% of the gas from over there, from them people. You know what I'm saying? And the shit start going up soon as Joint Operation Environment Biden in some time stepped in onto the set of the fake White House. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying that I'm not saying he's not the pressing dent. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely y'all definitely showed us that y'all got a fake set that y'all use. Why do y'all use this fake set? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We know they use it in movies, but why is the administration using a fake movie set? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? A couple months ago, remember we showed the TikTok video of the press walking through the tunnel to get to the fake set.
Shit, what about Castle Rock Studios that got the replica of the White House?
Yeah, like that's where I think these people was at. They was walking. It was a group of reporters, and they was walking through like this tunnel. It was like a warehouse type of thing to get to this fake looking White House press room where they took questions and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where reporters took questions. Why are they in there? Who knows? Those questions. Hopefully those questions will be answered on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let us know.
Our boy Hunter is in big trouble. He's gonna get our president in big trouble. We might actually see him get elected. Yo, all right. Say goodbye to my channel. I'm showing this shit. I don't care. We share this.
Hey, don't say bye to my channel. Hold on.
Blow your seatbelts. All right, here we go. Hunter Biden. Uh-oh.
No, I just made the bag.
Crack.
It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
So how long is how?
2.0.
That was Hunter Biden there, filming himself. The video was one of the few pieces of content that the image board website 4chan claims to have hacked from the president's son's iCloud account. A Twitter user under the name of NJ Gloper posted the video of Hunter. It sees him filming himself with a cigarette in his mouth. He then flips the camera to film the scales in front of him. As you'd expect, the video has been making the rounds since it was put up. Donald Trump Jr. reposted the video from Benny Johnson's Twitter page and wrote, "Imagine the things he decided it may be a bit too much for film. Or imagine the coverage if this was me." Ian Hayworth tweeted, "The smart to stand Joe Biden knows videotapes himself weighing crack." Caleb Hull wrote, "You have to be a super weird person to even film this in the first place." Benny Johnson also reposted the video and included a clip of Joe Biden from the archives in 1991 discussing his thoughts on crack users.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, $1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation.
I'm stopping it right there. Well, take a real good look at this dude. Look where I got it frozen. That is not the same guy, yo.
Yeah, man.
That's not the same guy. Let's keep going.
It's so much not the same guy that it
You
almost looks
get
like that's
nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. Now,
yeah, for anybody who sees this that's a little bit younger, there were your crack laws from the 90s. He just told you a piece of crack the size of a quarter will get you 5 years in jail. And that's when thousands and thousands of black people from the hood flooded in federal prison. Remember, federal prison was designed for white collar criminals, all right? Not black guys from the hood. That's why federal prisons have colossal mess halls that look like the salad bar at Whole Foods. I'm not even lying to you. Tennis courts. There was a store. I was at federal prison. I was at a prison that didn't even have a wall. You could have walked right out of there. That's federal prison. So when this crack law came,
lower level,
the federal laws came for crack and guns too. You were getting 5 years for a handgun. You know, there's your guy. Let me keep going.
In where, in Philly?
Everywhere in the nation, it was federal.
This video is just another example of incriminating and scandalous things to come from Hunter Biden's laptop from hell. It has quite literally played a party since the contents were leaked in October 2020, right before the federal election. While it was dismissed as Russian disinformation at first, when the New York Times verified some of the emails earlier this year, the content started to be taken seriously. Late last week, the Sun revealed exclusive text messages from Hunter that saw him speak pretty horrifically about his stepmom. In a text to his late brother Bo's wife, Hallie, who Hunter actually had a romantic relationship with after his death, he calls his stepmom, Jill Biden, a selfish, silly, entitled expletive. Around Christmas time in 2018, he also swore at Jill as the now First Lady attempted to get Hunter into rehab for addiction. The Sun also reported that when Hunter proposed teaching in Pennsylvania, Jill Biden said he should be getting sober first, to which Hunter claimed he was smarter than Jill, labeling her a vindictive moron. In text, he said, "And you do know the drunkest I've ever been is still smarter than you could ever even comprehend. And you're an expletive grammar teacher that wouldn't survive one class in an Ivy graduate program." Followed up by telling Jill, "Let's all
Allegedly.
agree, I don't like you any more than you like me." But in other text messages, he can be seen being remorseful for his words and apologising to his dad. "Love you, Dad. It's my fault. Mum is right. I overreact. She's only worried about me, and I promise to try to be more understanding. I love you. Tell Mum I love her. And I'm sorry I say mean things. I don't mean them." The Bidens have been
Where
seen
did he
playing
get
Happy
that from?
Birthday, with Hunter even attending the 4th of July celebrations last week. Contents of the president's son's laptop, however, will not go unnoticed, with Republicans who have called for Joe Biden to face questions from his son numerous times, especially for his overseas business dealings.
Yo, the interesting thing about that video is I took a real good look at Hunter Biden, right? I believe that's the real Hunter Biden. But the thing is, Hunter Biden looks like that guy from the old Joe Biden video where he's talking about the crack law. Hunter Biden looks like that guy. He does not look like the Joe Biden we have today. I just cracked it. I'm going to do side by sides. I'm going to do pictures. I'm going to put Hunter next to the old Joe Biden and then put his face next to the new Joe Biden, and do a side by side. I'm going to send it to y'all. That's not the same guy.
And the new JP.
Right. We see what else juicy shit find in the news. So much.
Well, right now they arguing about the stop and frisk shit. That's like going on in Philly right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That shit don't make no
they
sense.
They slamming that
'cause-
shit. Actually, they these people that's with their problem reaction solution shit. They the ones that's trying to get this conversation started back up. But politicians is don't even want to hear that shit. They like no. Now, I want to point out the fact that in this cancel culture, world and
Let's cancel that shit.
anybody can get sued and shit like that. Like, police don't even got the budget to be taking lawsuits if they stop the wrong person. So them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that being a thing that's something that they could just do loosely anymore and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a different world now and shit. You see they locked up your man Chauvin for being chauvinistic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, let me see if I can share this without it doing it. So, see if it works.
I'm looking at news stories about child trafficking from 2022. There's a lot of them, man. There have been a lot of arrests this year.
But none involving the ones that were related to what old girl was going through, huh?
Who's the old girl?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yep. See, look, you can say, look, people already. That's one of them things you need to throw out there. Like, yep. Uh-huh.
All right, so I got a nice little article, and this is random. I'm seeing this for the first time, just like y'all are. Let me share this. These are the child trafficking numbers. Oh, let's see. All right. This is small, but bear with me. It might sound retarded a few times. DHC, oh man, already. DHS Center for Countering Human Trafficking reports highlights increases in arrests and seizures. The Department of Homeland Security today released the Center for Countering Human Trafficking, CCHT annual report, highlighting many of the department's efforts during the last fiscal year to enhance identification and screening for human trafficking, improve protection and assistance to victims, increase investigations and enforcement actions, and provide training, outreach, and engagement. The courageous public servants of the Department of Homeland Security dedicate every day
So they
to
get better
support
at it.
trafficking, bringing traffickers to justice, and stopping this scourge wherever it persists. The Center for Countering Human Trafficking is essential to this work, coordinating and strengthening the efforts of many DHS offices and agencies to combat sex trafficking and forced labor. Forced labor. I think that's what's going on with China and the Uyghur Muslims that forced labor.
Who did they pay to? They had to pay somebody to write that. Like, this is gonna sound the best while we get our. That sounds like one of them organizations that actually do that to kids.
Check out the annual report, though. I'm gonna skip through the article. I'm gonna skip through the article. All right, so there's a 35% increase in human trafficking arrests from 1,746 in 2020 to 2,360 in 2021. So we're going to be looking for the numbers at the end of this year to see if they exceed this. There is something going on. And listen, earlier this month, I researched child trafficking arrests for the past couple of years and compared them to the numbers in the Obama administration and the Bush administration. And Trump ran circles around them. So that executive order he signed to combat human trafficking, he talked about it at his inaugural speech. The State of the Union address. That's when he mentioned it. And that's when Pelosi ripped up the speech. After Trump started talking about human trafficking, Pelosi ripped up the speech right in his face and was looking at him when he did it. So, Trump was on the ball with this child trafficking stuff. All right. A significant increase in continued presence in adjudications and extensions, which provided critical protection for hundreds of non-citizen victims of human trafficking. Record-breaking 486 million in detained or seized shipments linked to forced labor. Wow. There's more of the same, but that's it. That's crazy. But there's been an increase. Starting to look like the fall of the cabal is real, man. It's starting to look that way. More and more coming out every day. Y'all heard about Cuba Gooding Jr., right? He was exposed for feeling chicks up. He's a sexual deviant. Cardi B exposed himself.
Allegedly.
I seen a video of him tapping a girl on her thigh, and then this girl said that he touched her. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, chicks
Inappropriately.
You gotta look like Jason Momoa or Idris Elba to do some shit like that, or the chick is gonna cry pervert.
Shit, and then they just get you 10 years later. Then they just gonna get you. Then they get you 10 years later. That's the only difference. When they want to bring your situation down.
Yeah, you got a point.
Look, it's consistent. Exactly. Look, you see they got Ron Jeremy. Are you kidding me? That nigga be around bitches his whole life, bro. Like, you can't tell me, like, what he... No. Like, I done whipped out on a few bros. Like, what? She didn't like it? Like, come on now. No. That's not what happened. You dig what I'm saying? You don't bring a little old shit about something else.
That nigga's
That's what I'm saying. Like, he whipped out on somebody.
Why would he have to do that?
What, whip out? Like, man, hold on. Prove a point. I'm just saying.
Shit, it's going down.
Not to say that.
Right here, it's going down in Spain and shit right now. going down over there. They got the people blocking the highway for the they're trying to stop the farmers from growing food over there in Spain.
Fox News
What
is
do you
on
mean?
fire.
Besides the
I'm about to play something else. Fox News is on fire. Something
Open
just came up
ENT's
10
on fire.
minutes ago. Yeah, Tucker just posted a video 10 minutes ago. It's got
Look,
Hunter Biden's.
/channels. I just posted a video last night. And I posted another one. And I'm about to post another one as soon as I get up off of here. OpenENT.com/channels. Yep.
I gotta check you out on
Sign up, become a
Instagram.
member.
I'm gonna check you out.
No,
on
you gotta check
Steel
me out on
Bitch.
PopenENT. That's cool to check me out on Instagram, but you know what I mean? Yes. Communication
I gotta
is key.
remember that.
Hey, it's Why July. That's what we're working on right now. Exactly. Sign up before time's up. I mean, I can only explain it to you.
We're gonna give Hunter Biden some more play, some more airtime, because we love this guy.
Why?
Yeah, welcome to Carlson. We told you about this on Friday night, and then over the weekend, we put it into some context. So we'll summarize the story for you once more. Last summer, a group of American intelligence analysts working for the U.S. government issued a report on the origins of COVID. They've been asked to, and they did. These people work at CIA, NSA, a bunch of other agencies, and they concluded that the coronavirus may very well have been manufactured in a lab by the Chinese military. Turns out that's not a talk radio conspiracy theory. As a factual matter, it's a very real possibility. And if it's true, if that's what happened, and again, many highly informed people believe that's exactly what happened, that would mean the Chinese government is responsible for killing millions of people around the world. It would also raise questions, obvious questions about motive. Why would China unleash a deadly virus on the globe? To the American mind, that is an unimaginable thing to do, but the Chinese government thinks very differently from the way that we think. And here's why. America has been the dominant power in the world for more than 100 years, since the end of the First World War, when Europe destroyed itself. Empires destroying themselves always paves way for new empires, something we should keep in mind at the moment. So American attitudes about everything are shaped by generations of casual affluence. We're in charge and we always will be in charge. That's what all of us assume. But the Chinese government does not assume this about us or them.
That's not what we owe.
Recently, China was a poor country. There are still millions of living Chinese who remember seeing their neighbors starve to death during famines. As a result of that experience, China is very aggressive and very ambitious in ways that your average State Department official from Bethesda could not begin to comprehend. So would a government like that use COVID as a bioweapon?
Wow.
Well, why wouldn't it?
Oh.
The coronavirus shuffled the global order. It crushed the American economy.
They're
It
trying to
made China,
transfer blame.
China takes over the world, and that appears to be coming. COVID will be one of the main reasons it was able to. So by definition, you would think you would want to know where COVID came from. That's a meaningful question. But Joe Biden doesn't want to know. He ignored the report he ordered. He ignored the findings of his own intelligence agency. That's bizarre when you think about it. And if you think that's weird, how about this? This February, Biden canceled a counter-espionage program called the China Initiative. Now, the point of that program was stopping the rampant threat of our national security secrets by the government of China. But the White House decided, to very little fanfare, that somehow that program was racist, and therefore it had to end. That means the Chinese government can now spy and steal with impunity. Not since Franklin Roosevelt colluded with Joseph Stalin has an American president done anything like that. But Joe Biden didn't hesitate. And then he kept doing things. Now Biden says he plans to end tariffs against China, tariffs that Donald Trump put in place and that China has been complaining about ever since. And not only is Joe Biden ending tariffs against China, Joe Biden's Justice Department has arrested the man responsible for those tariffs. His name is Peter Navarro. He was the most effective China hawk in the Trump administration. Last month, Peter Navarro
was abroad that's from China
and dragged to jail in leg irons. Why? Supposedly because of January 6th. But Peter Navarro had literally nothing to do with January 6th. He wasn't even there.
Nope.
But Joe Biden didn't stop there.
Yeah, he was.
Steve Bannon was the other notable voice in the Trump administration, warning about the growing power and malicious intent of the Chinese government. In November of last year, Steve Bannon was also arrested by the Biden Justice Department.
Yo, do y'all know who Steve Bannon is?
Yep, I sure do. Hey, and they're deflecting this shit because eventually they're gonna have to tell people what was in to understand me to get what I'm talking about. So
Yo,
with that in mind,
Steve
I mean all
Bannon,
I see is
listen, he got a show called Steve Bannon's War Room on Rumble. Go check that joint out. He's a monster. Well, he's in jail according to what Tucker's saying, but I don't know. I don't know if his channel is still up. He was killing it over there. Killing it, man. All right, let me keep going.
Also on absurd pretexts. So take a step back. What's the message here? Well, it's unmistakable. Don't criticize the Chinese government or we will throw you in jail. Now, if you happen to be watching all of this from Beijing, as Chinese leaders definitely have been, you would be applauding. Joe Biden just arrested the loudest critics. How gratifying is that? Things are going well. You already control Canada, whose brain-dead prime minister is effectively a Chinese lackey. Now the most powerful country in the world is doing exactly what you want it to do. You'd be thrilled by this. You'd be especially thrilled to see Joe Biden destroy America's single greatest asset, which is its domestic energy supply. Make the United States entirely dependent on Chinese technology for wind and solar projects. If you're the Chinese government, this is the masterstroke. This is the checkmate. Once you control a country's energy grid, you control that country. And you would know that because you didn't go to Yale Law School. And you know something about reality as a result. And by the way, if you're watching all of this from Beijing, you would find it especially amusing to have the President of the United States sell you his country's strategic petroleum reserve, even as he declared oil and gas off limits to his own population. If you could pull that off, you would know you were entirely in charge of the U.S. government. You could make Joe Biden do anything. But of course, you already knew that because you've seen it in action. When American forces left Afghanistan, Joe Biden turned over Afghanistan's entire mineral wealth, which is vast, to the Chinese government. That would include gold and coal and oil, gas, lithium, rare earth minerals, resources the United States needs to make smartphones, automobiles, power our energy grid.
Notice he said lithium.
But Joe Biden handed all of that to the government of China. And then he kept going. Biden also dropped the Trump administration's efforts to ban Chinese surveillance programs that pose as social media apps. That means WeChat and TikTok. Then Biden approved licenses for Huawei, which is controlled by the Chinese government, to buy auto chips. That gives the Chinese government even deeper control over the automotive supply chain in this country.
But you know why they did that? You know why they did that?
Humiliating flourish.
Because China owns a lot of the U.S. So China is going to say to the U.S., you better push this through. You better do this. You owe us money. You in debt to us. This is part of them paying their debt back. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Joe Biden himself, he said China is going to eat our lunch. Remember he said that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is how they eat your lunch. You know, on that show, Madam Secretary, when they was talking about this whole beef with Russia and shit, the Chinese boy was there, and he was like, they was asking him. They said, "Dang, so don't you got beef with America?" He said, "Well, when we come for you, we ain't gonna come for you with tanks and bombs. We just gonna repossess you." You know what I'm saying? And then he just strolled off. So you see that, you know, China playing the long game with the money. You know what I'm saying? You owe us money.
You gotta remember,
push this through.
Joe Biden committed a crime live on television. Remember when they was locking that guy up from the oil company in Ukraine? They was about to put him in jail or something. Right. They was about to charge him, and Joe Biden was going to withhold some money if they didn't leave him alone.
Yeah, he did the same thing that they accused Trump of.
That's
he did it. He actually did the shit. He did the shit that they accused Trump of. He did it.
He did everything they accused Trump of.
And it's like, man, it's like for people that's like, in our circles, we got a lot of Democratic people that may watch this, dissertation, and they kind of cringe at that. Like I said the other day, in a jokingly way, but a lot of truth is said in jest that Democrats right now is like, like the Cowboys on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Or the losing team on Monday. You know, shout out to you if you're a Cowboys fan and that offended you. You know, I ain't got no hang-ups about sports like that. You know, that's bread and circus. But you know, to each his own. But I'm saying whatever the losing team is on Monday morning, you don't want to talk about sports. You don't want to talk about football. You know what I'm saying? Because your team lost. So everybody who was doing the electric slide in the street for sliding Biden, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Citizen, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about politics right now. They don't want to talk about what's going on. You know, and it's like all of them people, it's easy for them to jump on that, you know, Ukraine bandwagon, because jumping on the Ukraine bandwagon means that everything is Russia's fault. It's not this administration's fault. It's Russia's fault. You know what I'm saying? And early on, we pointed out, as soon as these people took office, right? As soon as these people took office, Umar Flow, as soon as these people took office, you know what I mean, the gas start, you know, creeping up. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, you know, this country gets less than 10% of gas from the boogeymen. But we get wheat, we get minerals, we get shungite. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's good help for blocking against electromagnetic frequencies and shit like that. We get a lot of shit from over there. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing though. Here's the kicker. That with all of this shit going on, all of the people is all working on CERN together, right? They got Russian science. They got Russian scientists over there. They got Ukrainian science. They probably sit next to each other at lunch. You know, none of that shit matters. Just like behind that blue door on them black and white floors, they tell you, yeah, none of this matters here. You know, you could be Muslim, you could be Christian. You might even see people who worship the devil here, but none of that matters because we all brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo,
Fellows.
Citizen
You
Man.
know what I'm saying?
Citizen Man thinks that Putin is a white hat.
Well, white hats and black hats play on the grand chess field. You know what I'm saying? The grand chessboard. Just like it's the blue and the red, you know, these are polar opposites that have to do with the sun and the moon. This is why in these halls, the sun and the moon sit on pillars. You know what I'm saying? Like the Solo Mine or the Solo Mine or the Sun Moon Temple. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all symbolism. This is the symbolism of the good and the bad, the light and the darkness, the black and the white. You know, this is why racism is stirred up mainly between black people and white people. There's all kind of racism all over the world. Just on a side note, you guys,
All right, I'm here.
you know,
Yeah,
look, just real quick while we got this up on the screen. Think about the
yeah,
long-standing beef that Japan and China had. You know what I'm
right.
saying? That's a form of racism. So when you think about this Japanese leader who just got knocked off, right? And we
Who,
was
by the
talking
way, was
earlier
one of
that
Trump's homies. That's one of Trump's
right,
homies, man.
yeah, right. One of the Trump homies and a dude who was trying to bring back the Japanese Constitution, he gets knocked off possibly by some competitors, you know, by some countries that they might, you know, might be at odds with, or somebody who might got an axe to grind with them. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying? I just seen the Taiwan, like Taiwan is like begging like NATO to get in and shit, and they trying to, you know, redefine what it is to be Asian. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
we already know that China is not having that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, even the whole conflict with them in India. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they really trying to brew up this WW3 situation. You know what I'm saying? And on a side note from all of this, it seemed like they trying to use this Brittany Griner girl as like a match to spark
yeah,
this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. She's a grenade.
Right.
All right, so we got
She's the
Hunter
old shoe. She's the old shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Biden.
They wagging the dog right now. You know what I'm saying? So she's the old shoe right now.
All right, yo, I'm gonna hit play. We got Hunter Biden coming up in like 2 minutes.
A deep and groveling kowtow. Joe Biden signed a so-called climate pledge with China. China will ignore this pledge. Obviously, they already are ignoring it. But we will take the pledge seriously because that's the kind of country we are. And that pledge will further cripple our domestic energy production because that's what it was designed to do. It's all pretty amazing when you think about it, when you put it in context. Whatever helps the Chinese government, Joe Biden has dutifully done. Whatever hurts America's most important strategic interests, he has also done. But why has he done this? How did the Chinese government wind up with so much control over the United States president, over Joe Biden's behavior? We've been mulling that for more than a year. And that's why, since October of 2020, we have been on the Hunter Biden laptop story, because that seems like the key to this question. How the Chinese government got so much control over Joe Biden. Now, the tech companies have tried to censor that story at every turn. They're doing so again tonight, and it's not surprising why. They're beholden to China as well. But we've continued to pull those threads. So is the Daily Mail. In April, the Daily Mail reported that a whistleblower was in possession of 450 gigabytes of deleted material from Hunter Biden's laptop. The whistleblower's name is Jack Maxey.
Jack Maxey.
He'd gone to Switzerland fearing retaliation.
Yo, I've done 2 videos on Jack Maxey. Do you know who he is?
No, I heard his name before.
Jack Maxey is a journalist. He's a journalist. And
But
somehow
that's a fake name. But continue.
it's Maxey too. So he was a journalist. He got hold of the drive. He fled to Switzerland for his safety. And he met up with the 2 smartest tech guys in the world to, crack what's on the hard drive. And they're saying it's 150,000 emails in there, which, by the way, are public on the internet now. All of those emails. And you can
They got their website.
Yeah. It's deep.
What's the
because
name
you
of
can
that website too, by the way?
Say it again.
What's the name of that website, by the way, for people who want to know?
It's HunterBidenEmails.com. I'm almost sure of it.
Yeah, so if you just stew around with that phrase, it should come up. Hunter Biden emails or Hunter Biden, I'm saying laptop.com. They got they have some Telegram situations. I'm trying to get a Telegram group together I was looking into some research about how to make money on Telegram. You can actually make money with a Telegram group. I got a Telegram group. Red Pill Rescue 79 is a Telegram group that we got where we can share information to our contemporaries. You know what I'm saying? Teach the teachers, as they say. You know what I'm saying? So tap in with that. We got the Red Pill Rescue Discord. You know what I'm saying? We can get that popping. That's a joint that we can make money on too.
I didn't know that.
Tap in with the Discord. We can share information and shit on there. Yeah, it's a lot of different ways. We gotta be realtors and not consumers. You know what I'm saying? In this whole digital space. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is just going around just buying up shit. But let's get this shit popping. And there's a lot. I got a lot of different video clips and pictures. Things that's on that laptop that I won't post on YouTube, for obvious reasons. But I've been rubber band balling this Hunter Biden situation.
If you send me the images, I'll put them on YouTube. I'll just blur stuff out. Give them to me. I'll put them up.
Yeah, we definitely could do some editing work on some of these images that we got from this laptop.
Look, Jack Maxey is another guy. See, you might remember 2 years ago when that guy Tony Bobolinsky came on Fox News talking about the same thing. This was Hunter Biden's homeboy. So he snitched live on Fox News, and now this dude is coming out. So he feared for his safety, so he must have some juicy stuff. I'm gonna hit play.
Retaliation. We wanted to know more. So in April, we flew to Zurich to meet Jack Maxey. Here's part of what he told us.
So you've taken a look at the laptop, and you now believe that there are deleted files on that laptop that nobody else has seen, but that you have found and seen. Describe how you found these files.
Well, my first purpose of this trip was to get the 128,000 emails, of which 120,000 were in archives on the original visible portion of it. and to catalog all of the text messages, which most of which are also in archives. And we did that relatively quickly. I was just going to make copies for the Senate, the House, and all the state AGs, and see if maybe local sheriffs could start enforcing the laws that the feds wouldn't. And about day 5 of this process, one of my guys said, "Hey, Jack, I feel like there's more on here. Do you mind if I try some little tricks?" And I said, "Sure, go ahead." And within 15 minutes, he's like, "Oh my God, we just got 10 gigabytes of this, 5 gigabytes of this, that, and the other thing." Ultimately, we ended up with over 100,000 more emails that we've been able to scrape out of it, 80,000 images and videos.
So you can say what you want about Jack Maxey and you can dismiss him by calling him names, but the story he was telling was really interesting, tantalizing, in fact, given what we already knew was on the laptop. But for some reason, no one in law enforcement appeared to be listening or even care. But the Daily Mail kept going on this. Recently, they gained access to a backup of Hunter Biden's iPhone from the laptop. And it's a good thing they did. It turned out to be a trove of fascinating information. It included a voicemail from Joe Biden to his son talking about a story in the New York Times about Hunter Biden's business dealings in China. Here's part of it.
Hey, pals, Dad, it's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, is going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
Damn. That is crazy.
So the context for that is complicated. Here's what's not complicated. Joe Biden has said on the record repeatedly that he had no knowledge of his son's business dealings with China. That proves Joe Biden was lying. We have a lot more on this coming up. But just know that voicemail, which apparently is real, proves that Joe Biden knew about.
I heard something in the background.
Joe Biden wrote that law. That law made 1 gram of
What's
crack
that?
cocaine equal to 100 grams.
No, that's on my phone. That shit start auto playing this. Yeah, it's cool.
Son's business dealings with China. That ought to be enough to spur a wave of media inquiries to the White House. Why did you lie to us? We haven't seen
Why'd
that.
you lie?
Why'd you lie?
Hold on, we got that. Here it comes.
Reference was published on December 12th,
You want me to pause it?
2018. The story reported on.
What'd you say?
No.
No,
Let it play.
just repeating what he said.
Let it fly.
That voicemail, which apparently is real, proves that Joe Biden knew about his son's business dealings with China. That ought to be enough to spur a wave of media inquiries to the White House. Why did you lie to us? You haven't seen that. Now, the Times piece you just heard Joe Biden reference was published on December 12th, 2018. The story reported on Hunter's dealings with a man called Yi Ming. He led the CEFC, China Energy Company, until 2018. At that point, he was arrested on charges of corruption and economic crimes by the Chinese government, which is never a good thing. He hasn't been seen since. The government of China has seized most of CEFC's assets. One of his top deputies, called Patrick Ho, was also convicted in New York of bribing African officials to help Iran avoid oil sanctions. What a group. These are Hunter Biden's business friends. So why would Joe Biden have...
And don't forget about the guy in Ukraine from Burisma.
Have any interest in this? Why would he be concerned about a New York Times story on CEFC and Hunter Biden? Well, it could be for the obvious reason. Joe Biden himself was making money from this, from CEFC, lots of money. According to emails obtained by the New York Post from Hunter Biden's laptop in October of 2020, one of Hunter Biden's business partners, James Gillier, explained that Joe Biden would receive a 10% stake in CEFC. Quote, "The equity will be distributed as follows," he wrote. 20 to Hunter, 20 to Rob Walker, 20 to Gillier himself, 20 to Tony Bobolinsky, 10 to Jimmy Biden, that would be Hunter Biden, that would be the president's brother, and quote, 10% held for the big guy. The big guy. So Tony Bobulinski, whom we interviewed for a full hour, he got a 20% stake.
Tony Bobulinski
told us that there was, quote, no question the big guy is who he so obviously is. That would be Joe Biden. This arrangement meant millions of Chinese dollars for Hunter and Joe Biden. In early 2017, just a few weeks after Biden left the White House the first time, a company controlled by Yi called State Energy HK sent $6 million in wire transfers to Robinson Walker LLC. Robinson Walker LLC was controlled by Rob Walker, one of Hunter Biden's business partners. Then, in June of 2017, Hunter Biden emailed Yi demanding $10 million more as seed money for a new company called Sino-Hawk Holdings. In August of 2017, another Hunter Biden-controlled company called Hudson West received a $5 million wire from CEFC. CEFC also paid Hunter Biden's law firm, Owasco, nearly $5 million. These are according to bank records reviewed by Senate investigators. And we just pause here for a moment. In their details, these stories bear a striking resemblance to the Russiagate insanity that was dragged through for years. Remember, they go on TV to bore you for an hour with how...
Hey, yo, at any time during this video, if you want me to pause, just say pause.
all these things fit together, and then this money went that way. But in the end, there was nothing there. Operating on the theory, which isn't really a theory, it's true that they always accuse you of exactly what they themselves are doing. It's kind of striking that the truth about the Biden family, the president, his son, and his brother Jimmy, is almost exactly what they accused the Trumps of doing. Except in the case of the Bidens, they really were getting rich from a foreign power that means us harm. And it's not Russia, which is globally almost irrelevant. It's China, which is now preeminent. So to continue with the details, Owasco in turn sent the $1.4 million to Lion Hall Consulting. That was a consulting firm run by Jimmy Biden, the former nightclub owner, the president's brother, and his wife. And that was just the beginning of the arrangement. Emails unearthed by the New York Post found that someone called the chairman, that would be Yi, promised to pay Hunter Biden $10 million a year for, quote, and we're quoting, introductions alone. In other words, leveraging his father's position in government to get rich. That's illegal, right? It's also a violation of the FARA Act, which the Biden administration has been enforcing against its political enemies.
Whoa.
So Hunter Biden wrote to a CEFC official that Yi had amended the deal to provide for, quote, a much more lasting and lucrative arrangement, end quote. These payments continued even after CEFC's leaders were arrested on corruption charges. Hunter was paid another $1 million to represent Yi's deputy, Patrick O, even though he had no criminal defense experience, because he was a lawyer, because he went to Yale Law School, because he's a genius, the one that your kids can't get into because they're not as smart as Hunter Biden. Ooh, this is one corrupt system the Bidens sit atop of. And if that's not enough, Hunter once referred to Patrick Ho, and we're quoting, as the effing spy chief of China, according to leaked audio obtained by Real Clear Politics. So here you have the president's son who's talking to his dad about his business deal with China, admitting the guy he is dealing with is the Chinese government's spy chief. It's almost unbelievable. Joe Biden has sort of been asked about this. His response, I didn't know anything. Watch.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business. I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their business.
Why'd you lie? Why'd you lie, bitch?
Webflow. Meet the design tool from the future. The most powerful visual coding.
Okay. You lie, and now you've been caught lying. Surfaced a few weeks ago.
Why'd you lie, bitch?
The White House was asked about this. Not the president directly, but his publicist, the glass ceiling breaking publicist they're always bragging about. Response.
Why is there a voicemail of the president talking to his son about his overseas business dealings if the president has said he's never spoken to his son about his overseas business dealings?
Well, first I'll say that what the president said stands. So if that's what the president said, then that is. And secondly, concerning
business dealings, and he said,
Yo, that's what a deer look like when your car is bearing down on it.
Right. And if y'all expect a politician to tell the truth Man, I got a bridge I want to sell you right here. I got in the crib right now. You know what I'm saying?
Shit,
Like,
I got some beanstalk beans. What you talking about?
right, right. I
Let's
got some
go.
snake oil. You know what I mean?
Says, I think you're clear. How is that not him talking to his son about his overseas business dealings?
We're not, from this podium, I'm not going to talk about alleged materials from the laptop.
So
I
are
will,
you disputing the
I'm not,
president's voice on the voicemail?
I'm not going to talk about alleged materials on the laptop.
Are
It's
you
not
disputing
happening.
then that it is not?
Peter, I
that-
refer you to his son's representative.
Alleged material. So they can get away with that because no major news organization in the United States picked up the thread. We tried to. We're a talk show. We flew to Zurich because we thought, wow, maybe there's something there. But the big newspapers completely ignored this, even though it's been out there for a year and a half. And it's obvious it's not just about Hunter Biden being a crackhead who liked hookers. It's about the Biden family, including the President of the United States, business dealings with the government of China, which seeks to displace the United States globally. So because no news organizations would take this up, and because law enforcement agencies seem completely uninterested, the FBI has had a copy of this laptop for years now and done nothing with it. It's fallen to
Because
people like
China
Jeff
owns a lot of media
to find out what
companies too.
So on Sunday, a
They
program.
got their
Say it
hands
again.
in media too.
Say it again.
Say China got their hands in media. China got their hands in media too. You know what I'm saying?
How so?
So they be forcing their hand. They be forcing their hand in the media world too. Like they make media companies not depict China in a bad way, shit like that. You know what I mean? A lot of actors spoke out about, you know, China's influence in Hollywood and shit like that. So, you know, a lot of the reasons why you're seeing these things, you know, like they seem like it's like a pro-China vibe is because they pay for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Hey, yo,
America is in debt. You know what I'm
Rock,
saying? And like, you know,
pause.
even just with the,
Go ahead.
you know, even like with the whole heavy conservative vibe that we see, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, people, whether you liberal, whatever, you got to realize that America is in debt. So when a country is in debt, they got to do certain things that's not for their country. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
here's something to consider. China could have some direct business with Ukraine, right? If that hasn't already been divulged. You know what I mean? But that's taking a shot in the dark. You know what I'm saying? And that could be
Not really. Because you got to remember, Hunter was on a tour when he did all this dirt with these foreign companies. He was going from place to place to place over and over again. Remember that. So, you know, there's a high probability that a lot of that is tied together. But yo,
right. So a lot of that money,
yeah, go ahead.
a lot of that money that the U.S. is sending to Ukraine, you know, that's why I said, you know, joint operation environment, biding us some time, is the president of Ukraine, you know, because he's taking care of affairs in Ukraine more than he is in America. And I showed that John Kerry and Pelosi and him, they all got, you know, business dealings over there in Ukraine. So when they sending that money over there, that money could be funneled through their business and going back into their pocket or paying off China or whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, check it, right? Remember earlier, I was telling you I saw a video of these kids cussing the police out.
Yeah.
Fox News just showed it on the screen down here. Yo. They did a segment on it. They had 2 guests on talking about that. That's
Now,
heavy. I'm putting that up
now
later.
the thing is that I want to shout out, before you say that, I want to shout out Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby had I know that's random, right? But it's not. I'm gonna bring it back around.
Hold up.
Bill Cosby had a now you do remember it. Let me ask you this question.
Wait a minute. The views of my counterparts on this video are not of my own.
No, yeah, they are sometimes. But hear me out what I'm saying. Shout out to Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby gave us a dissertation. Now you probably remember this. This was probably like in the 60s or the 70s. Bill Cosby gave a dissertation to black people on how to conduct themselves when they around the police. Now, I don't know what happened to Pope. I don't know what happened to Pope, but Pope has that clip, you know, and we was going to go over that, you know what I'm saying? And he laid out like a step-by-step procedure of how not to get shot by police, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, with the whole cancel culture of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, there's a lot of good jewels that we stepped on in our haste to get rid of Bill. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I want to shout out Bill, you know, for the work that he's did for our people and all of the positive things that he did. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just throw the baby out with the bathwater, regardless of whatever he did or they said he did. But here's something to consider in regards to Bill Cosby that we can all agree with. You know what I'm saying? Now, recently they said that he had got in trouble again, right? And this time it was something that he did in the 70s to a 16-year-old girl in the Playboy Mansion, right? Now, before we get up in arms, right? I just want to ask this question. Why hasn't anybody who is involved in the staff or the running of the Playboy Mansion been charged with whatever happened to this girl while she was at the Playboy Mansion? And why was the 16-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion in the first place? You know what I'm saying? That's not, why is that not even
brought up?
right? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I want to shout out Bill Cosby, because
All that shit is suspect.
he gave us a plan and a step-by-step procedure of how not to get shot, how not to get fucked with by police. And you see, like, all right, the recent protests with the boy who got shot. He ran from the cops and he got shot 90 times in his back. You know what I'm saying? And of course, that's excessive overkill. But you know, we got plenty of sadly, we got plenty of references of what not to do, even without us being able to see, you know, this video that they scrubbed from the internet that Bill Cosby did talking about. You might be able to find it. You know, sometimes people on YouTube manage to sneak things through the cracks, but there's a video from like the 60s of young Bill Cosby telling black people how not to get shot by the police. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look,
So
if George Floyd would have just cooperated, Derek Chauvin would have never showed up as backup.
absolutely. Now if black people, you know, we got to be real. If we can get angry as we want, we can say whatever we want about, you know, police brutality and all that. But you know, even myself, I've been in situations where I seen these people and I seen the rage in their eyes, and I knew that to preserve my life, I had to comply and go along with whatever they was telling me to do. But if I would have fought them, they would have shot me. I had cops with guns in my face, and if I move or I act stupid or pop fly, they would have blew my head off, and I wouldn't be here talking to you. So it's like, yeah, whether you listen to the wise words of Bill Cosby, or you're a wise person who can look at the mistakes of others, or you had your own personal encounter to learn from. We got plenty of time, sadly, that we should be learning how to conduct ourselves around these police. We shouldn't be running from the police. We shouldn't be fidgeting around the police. We shouldn't be doing all kind of shit, mouthing off, thinking we can talk crazy to them like how white people be talking. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? If we know it's not the same and we want to get out in the street and chant no justice, no peace, consider this. Maybe these people don't want peace. You know what I'm saying? So when you saying no justice, no peace, they like, man, shit, we don't
I've
want
wrote
peace.
about women before.
We want y'all to be up in arms. We want y'all to do shit. We want you to jump back. So anytime that people feel comfortable with playing with the police, like these kids in the video that Fox News is talking about, or like a video I seen where a sister was literally grabbed the cop up and joked him up and shook him around like he was a rag doll, and another cop had to push her off of him, and they, you know, didn't, you know, obviously they didn't do nothing to her because that would have been all over the news. But you know, these people are really like, you know, gambling with their life with playing with people who got guns. You know what I'm saying? Just the simple fact that they got guns, and whatever law you think that protect you because you're a citizen or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you got civil rights and all of this fancy thing, you know, but these people can turn and shoot you, you know, whether it be by mistake or by accident. You know, remember the lady who said she thought her taser was a gun? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these people can shoot you by mistake or on purpose, you know, and or accidentally on purpose. How about that? You know what I'm saying? And you know, so it's like we got to be mindful of these situations when we just want to be playing with cops, or we mad, or we think that we got the same power as white people and shit. It's not the same, you know. And that's what Bill Cosby was trying to tell us even back in the '60s. And sadly, that, you know, years and years and, you know, basically decades and decades later, it's still the same thing. You still need to follow the same protocol. So, you know, shout out to Pope, you know, Pope and ENT. You know, I think he got that video on his website. You know what I mean? I don't know where he at. You know what I mean? Disappeared, but I think that
Yeah,
video is on his website. You know what I'm saying? It
we
might
get
be
the
on
message.
YouTube, but they tried to scrub it. They tried to scrub that shit. You know, but we have to learn how to conduct ourselves better. We can't be running and doing wild shit and thinking that they ain't gonna try to bust our ass. Remember the video where the judge was the black judge got beat up and choked up, yoked up or whatever, and then you had the white judge that got out the car and got up in the cop's face. So even on a judge level, you know, the black judge thinking he could pop fly because he a judge, and they like, we don't see you as a judge right now. We see you as a black person, and that's gonna stick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we didn't know he was a judge. My bad. You know what I mean? We just thought he was an angry nigga. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We have to be real about this. You know, so if judges can get yoked up by cops, what you think will happen to you if you want to turn and run, or be reaching for shit all crazy, or be mouthing off at the cops? Like, man, I'm gonna tell you before I yield on my time, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you a quick story about how I got a DUI and shit. I got a DUI because I went through a yellow light and a cop was going the opposite direction, and he went through the red light. He banged a U-turn in the middle of the intersection, cut off like 5 people, cut his intersection, cut his lights on, zoomed up behind me. I pulled over, I seen him. You know what I'm saying? So um he pulled up and said, "You ran a red light." I said, me being me, I said, "Well, actually, you ran a red light. I went through the yellow light." And he said, "Oh, you a smart ass, huh?" He said, "You know what? It
Uh-huh.
smell like weed. It smell like weed in here, right?" They searched my car up. I didn't even have no weed. You know what I'm saying? They never found no weed, but I had smoked weed earlier that day. You know what I'm saying? So they took me to jail on suspicion of a DUI. They took my blood, and I got locked up and charged for a DUI. So what
Damn.
happened then? Was I really driving under influence? Was I really impaired? Obviously not. I was just mouthing off with the police. But you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I needed to say something slick to the police, that got me a DUI that I had to deal with for 7 years after that. You know what I'm saying? So me trying to get that little verbal W off on the cop, was it worth it for that 7 year charge? No, it wasn't. So let's not even play these games with these cops, yo. It's not the same with us. These white people can mouth off, get out the car, do all that shit. We've seen that shit plenty of times. So what we look like thinking that we can do what our oppressors do. You know what I'm saying? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting different results. It only took me one time to realize it ain't the same for me. It took me one time. So now when the cop pulled me over, I'm respectful. You know, I follow the commands and shit. You can call it whatever you want. Oh, you a bitch, you a coon, and all, yeah, whatever. But I ain't getting no ticket. I ain't getting pulled over, and I definitely ain't getting shot, because
Right.
preservation of life is number one. You need to make a home to your family. You need to make a home to your kids. You need to, you know what I'm saying, to follow through with your obligations. You need to have your affairs in order. Whatever you're doing as a person, that's in the forefront of your mind when you around people who got guns. That pride and all that bullshit to get you killed, get you thrown in jail into some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I've been
Hell
in
yeah.
jail under other different people name and shit, just because the cop thought I was trying to be smart. Oh, what? Lock me up, and I'm in there telling the turnkey motherfuckers, "Listen, this ain't even my motherfucking name, yo." You know what I'm saying? And I hear them niggas like, "Yo, we got a problem." And they just here, get your shit, and push me out the joint. They don't even want me to have no papers to say I was here. You know what I'm saying? So You can't play with
And
people like that.
they call him Biden the minister of the Church of Hate.
He's the pimp too. Like you see how he got the black girls all around him and shit. He got the press secretary, got rid of the white girl, and they say, oh, she wanted to do MSNBC. Nah, I think they got rid of her because they wanted the black girl. We need more black girls on staff. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's get back to Hunter Biden.
Right.
Who worked with Maxie posted a live stream video outlining his intention of dropping Hunter Biden's entire hard drive online, along with clues for users to break into the iPhone and iPad backups. He put it on 4chan, which is some sort of website that's basically not very modern.
4chan.
It's kind of
like
web
don't know.
for people who want to get information out there but can't because everything is so completely censored at this point.
Tucker's on 4chan.
Quickly took these links down, but internet users are already seeding the contents of the backups on torrent sites. Bottom line, this is going to live online forever. It's not going away. Now, is it real? We have no reason to believe any of these data are fabricated. We've not independently verified them. We're not putting some of this stuff on the air. It's salacious, but it's pretty obvious that the materials that we've looked at are real. At the same time, it's becoming clear that Maxie and his former coders are the only two people making any progress in investigating Hunter Biden's criminal activity. Again, the FBI has done nothing since obtaining the hard drive years ago. Meanwhile, it's raiding people's houses because they, supported Trump in the last election? And the tech companies, as always, are on board on China's side, once again censoring any discussion of Hunter Biden's activities, criminal activities, some of which are on video. And if you don't believe it, try it yourself. Type in Hunter Biden weighing crack on a scale, which is out there. Type that into Google and see what happens. Results from random YouTube channels.
Yo, Fox News is fucking crazy shit right now. Yo, how is this boy Tucker on the air?
Yo, listen, my nigga. Has Fox News got on a whole nother level to the point where they're going harder than they did on Obama?
Listen.
They're going
as a viewer, and can I say? Let me just say this to the people out here. As a viewer of this, right, and you witnessing this right here, I just want you to consider something that never in history have we seen a more outlandish attack on a administration than this here. This, like he just said, it wasn't even this bad against Obama.
Maybe
you know
Julius Caesar.
So that alone should make you consider that something is a riff. All right, these people are saying,
hey, listen,
you got the like you got the Jan 6 situation, you got the whole election scam situation they don't want you to talk about. Okay, we understand that. But consider this, that for these people to be going, for a news network to be going this hard, it cannot just be because they don't like this political organization. It has to be because of something else. We've never seen anything like this before, yo. They are letting the hammer fly so crazy that you have to consider that. You know what I'm saying? As a critical thinker out there, and I'm speaking to people who's watching this, who whether you come across this somewhere else or whatever, and you're cross-referencing whatever. As a critical thinker, you have to consider the idea that something is a riff, whether it's not being fully divulged or halfway divulged or something completely different than what's being talked about. There's something going on, a riff, that these people are so hell-bent on defaming this administration more than they ever have done in news media history. Think about it.
Ever.
Now, you older than me. Yeah, you older than me. You're my elder. Now, I had to ask you, have you ever seen an attack on a political administration like this ever? Even on, I'll just leave it at that. Have you ever seen this? I don't want to tailor your answer. You know what I'm saying? But have you ever seen anything like this?
Situation in the world where the leader of the free world and his children and brother and wife are called a crime family, like a mafia. That's what they're saying every day on Fox News. Yeah. Let me finish the video.
Information as they have from the very beginning. Why are they doing that? Because it matters. That's why. It's not about whether Hunter Biden was a druggie. Yeah, he was, with a screwed up personal life. Weird. Yeah, do that. That's not what it's about. They're not protecting Biden.
No,
protecting-
all right, pause. Please pause. I gotta ask this question to you. Now, I've heard that allegedly these guys are friends. Can this be confirmed?
That's where
That Hunter
hey,
Biden and Tucker Carlson are friends.
Citizen Man confirmed it. He found old tweets or something. They're connected. They're homies. Or they used to be. But Tucker hasn't mentioned that yet. So,
Yeah, because it has to be, they either had to been old friends, or all of this is just them just doing some wrestling shit on us. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, let's get to the rest of the video. Like we can talk, we can chop it up. So let's get ready.
If this is the WWF, this is a lot better.
This administration's posture toward China. Among the latest findings, as reported by Andrew Kerr at the Washington Examiner, are that, quote, Joe Biden wired $100,000 to Hunter Biden during the same time frame. Hunter Biden spent over $30,000 on Russian escorts, who may very well be linked to an Eastern European human trafficking ring.
Oh!
There's a lot like that. But again, the real story is not that Hunter Biden is considering any discussion of Hunter Biden's activities, criminal activities.
Well, he is a freak body.
If you don't believe it, try it yourself. Type in Hunter Biden weighing crack on a scale, which is out there. Type that into Google. You'll get obscure results from great.
The cadences.
When you click on Google's News tab, nothing from an American media publication appears. They're stepping on the scale. They're censoring information, as they have from the very beginning. Why are they doing that? Because it matters. That's why. It's not about whether Hunter Biden was a druggie. Yeah, he was. With a screwed up personal life, a weird personal life. Yeah, knew that. That's not what it's about. They're not protecting Hunter Biden.
That part did sound personal.
Yeah.
With a screwed up personal life, that sounded like he knew personally.
Yeah.
Among the latest findings, as reported by Andrew Kerr at the Washington Examiner, are that, quote, Joe Biden wired $100,000 to Hunter Biden during the same time frame. Hunter Biden spent over $30,000 on Russian escorts, who may very well be linked to an Eastern European human trafficking ring. There's a lot like that. But again, the real story is not that Hunter Biden is a crackhead who liked prostitutes and underage girls. That appears very true.
Wait a minute.
But for the rest of us, that's not the real
Yo,
story.
what has gotten into Tucker?
To Hunter Biden.
He is in fifth gear. Pun intended.
Who may very well be linked to an Eastern European human trafficking ring. There's a lot like that. But again, the real story is not that Hunter Biden is.
Pause, real quick. Just quick pause.
That appears
all right. If he's laughing in between this, is it possible that he's enjoying this? And if he is enjoying this, could revenge. It be because it's either because it's revenge or it's not real? You know what I'm saying? So it's like he definitely kind of seems like it is some type of personal connection here. Like he's like doing his due diligence with this. Like, I'm gonna get your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? He did something to him and he's going in on him. That's what it does seem like, you know? Like, don't it seem like that, or is it just me?
It could be one of the
what y'all think out there? You know, as you watching this, you know what I'm saying? You know, the people that's gonna watch this, you know, just consider what we're talking about right here. Is it possible that these dudes had some type of fallout or beef, and he is like really just airing him out right now? Let's go.
True, and law enforcement should look into it. But for the rest of us, that's not the real story. The real story is that the Biden family is getting rich from business with our enemies. They were selling access to the U.S. government to China. And that is a crime. It's certainly a moral crime. As recently as 2020, Joe Biden denied that he or his family had made any money from China. Watch this.
Vice President Biden,
remember that.
Done in China and for a Ukrainian energy company when you were vice president. In retrospect, was anything about those relationships inappropriate or unethical?
Nothing was unethical. My son has not made money.
Hold up, Trump left.
This thing about
He left.
Now that should make more sense now.
And that is a crime. It's certainly a moral crime. As recently as 2020, Joe Biden denied that his family had made any money from China. Watch this.
Vice President Biden, there have been questions about the work your son has done in China and for a Ukrainian energy company when you were vice president. In retrospect, was anything about those relationships inappropriate or unethical?
Nothing was unethical. My son has not made money in terms of about what are you talking about? China. I have not had it. The only guy who made money from China is this guy. He's the only one.
Was anything about those relationships inappropriate or
Yo,
unethical?
man, this nigga is the bed,
together.
yo.
Hold on. Let me get myself together, my nigga. Hold up. Yo, I'm crying. I need a tissue. Hold up. God damn. Oh,
yo, this dude is the bed, yo.
Listen, this may be the most evil and corrupt president we ever had, but you got to admit this dude is.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I would say it would have to be George Washington. You know, that might make some people mad, but I think George Washington is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? he on the dollar bill for a reason. He the GOAT. Ain't nobody more vicious. Ain't nobody more vicious than him, man.
Let's watch this clown show, yo. This is incredible.
Nothing was unethical. My son has not made money in terms of this thing about what are you talking about? China. I have not had it. The only guy who made money from China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
Yo. Trump this can't be serious.
So you spend so much time noting Joe Biden's creeping senility that you can overlook the fact that in his lucid moments, he's a liar, just flat out liar. That's a lie.
Why'd you lie?
So the Washington Post, which has carried water for Biden since the very beginning, had to correct it. According to the Washington Post, quote, over the course of 14 months, the Chinese energy conglomerate, that would be CEFC, and its executives paid $4.8 million to entities controlled by Hunter Biden and his uncle. That would be Jimmy Biden, the former nightclub owner. Are these guys experts? What are they experts on? Nothing.
Former nightclub owner.
That's it.
Owning nightclubs and shit.
Funded the Bidens. In all, Hunter Biden
Crown family shit.
$1 million from entities affiliated with China's communist government. Hunter Biden's biggest deal with China involved a Chinese investment fund called Bohai Harvest RST, or BHR. In December of 2013, Hunter Biden and Joe Biden flew to Beijing. It was a government trip on a government plane. And that's when Hunter introduced his father to a BHR executive. Again, that's a flat-out violation of law. You can't take Air Force Two to China to lobby on behalf of the Chinese government, your own father. Full-on crime.
You can't when you own the money.
Eventually took a 10% stake in that company, a stake worth about $20 million. Then a Chinese company called Harvest Global wired another $5 million to another company controlled by Hunter Biden, this one called Burnham Asset Management. He's got more companies than your average mafia don. According to Washington Free Beacon, Hunter Biden, quote, reached out directly to the firm's chairman and said the investment, and we're quoting, would be important to the Biden family. Biden family, including his dad, the vice president of the United States. So what's in it for Harvest Global? Well, per the Free Beacon, quote, Biden put together a financial proposal for Burnham to pitch to Harvest that promised, quote, Washington, D.C. access for investors. They're selling influence with the U.S. government. Again, not to Belgium, not to Swaziland, to China, the country that has the United States in its sights. They want to displace us as the leader of the world, and they will be cruel masters if they're ever able to do that.
Wow.
Hunter Biden also co-founded a firm famously called Rosemont Realty. This is a good one. Rosemont Realty owns commercial buildings all over the United States. Now, a Hong Kong-based firm called Gemini Investments later snapped up Rosemont Realty. Gemini was controlled at the time by Sino-Ocean Land. That was chaired by the head of China Ocean Shipping Corporation, or COSCO. As Peter Schweitzer reported, quote, Japanese government agencies report that, quote, Chinese intelligence services are closely linked to COSCO. Well, of course they are. And that's true of all big Chinese companies. It's not like the United States. They don't have independent big businesses in China. They're all arms of the Chinese government. Now, China's president, Xi Jinping has called Costco, and we're quoting, the dragon's head for China.
Damn.
What did Hunter Biden make for doing this? About 180 grand. Now, we know about most of this because of reporting from Hunter Biden's laptop, which now everyone admits is authentic. But for more than a year, you were not allowed to talk about the story. And now maybe you understand why. It wasn't protecting the feelings of Hunter Biden's family or making fun of his drug addiction or seeing pictures of him with M&Ms stacked on his private parts. Yeah, whatever. It was about China. That's why the media portrayed it at the time as a conspiracy theory. Why?
When you look at this computer store owner in Delaware who allegedly received Hunter Biden's laptop, that is more in line with when you think about somebody who's a useful idiot. That's kind of the entry point that is kind of, again, a classic indicator of the potential presence of disinformation.
Right-wing media has been focused on Hunter Biden, this laptop that intelligence officials have warned is likely Russian disinformation.
Law enforcement is actively investigating whether the alleged Hunter Biden emails are linked to any foreign intel ops.
The story is preposterous. So we're supposed to believe that Hunter Biden in a drunken stupor.
They all got the same talking points.
In, I guess, apparently QAnon repair office.
QAnon. QAnon, yeah.
Having been
See how they
a
be talking shit?
for over 100
Hey, yo.
years.
Oh man, they got Shorty on Fox News. Look at my screen real quick. Down at the bottom. This is Amala Ekpanobi. Can you see it? Oh, they took her off. They took her off. I'm gonna go back to. Yo, that's one of the hardest news segments I've ever seen in my life, yo. In terms of one person going against a politician.
Yeah, you gotta scream D block after that, John.
Yeah.
D block, nigga.
That shit was great. You gotta scream Dracarys after that. That's Daenerys right there.
Years. Americans are not trained to think in
I'm sorry, tomorrow.
Not trained to think in terms of which country is more powerful than which other country. Who makes the decisions? Who's in charge? That's the way China thinks of everything. And so this story intersects with the single biggest story taking place generationally in the world, and that's the rise of China and the decline of the United States. And the Biden family participated directly in that shift of power from the United States to China. Now, in 100 years, this will all be very, very obvious. But in the meantime, do not be distracted. This is not about Hunter Biden arguing with a hooker about how much crack is on the scale. Damn. This is about our leaders, the Biden family, selling out America, including its most precious assets, to the Chinese government. Subscribe to
Remember what I said.
For 2 weeks since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Hold up. Remember what I said from the show, the Madam Secretary show. The Chinese boy from the Chinese embassy when they had their little discourse back and forth, he said to the boy, he was talking to the boy from America. He said, when we come for you, it won't be with tanks and guns. We will merely just repossess you. You know what I'm saying? So again, when you in debt to another country, they can control what you do in your country. You know what I'm saying? So you always got to consider that when you all of these things, because a lot of these things is presented to you like, true blue Americans, is presented to true blue Americans and shit like that. And it's like you thinking that, your country is more pure at heart than it actually is. In all actuality, these people are for sale. America is for sale. You know what I'm saying? Just like a Bank of America, case in point, Bank of America at one point in a time or another, or maybe even still is today, was owned by the Japanese Yakuza. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people, like I said, America is for sale. So because they so in debt with China, it's not outside the realm of reality that to clear up some of his debt or to get some type of leg room or wiggle room around with this debt, that they had to do some shit that they don't want to do. You know what I mean?
Yo, my phone is beeping. That shit getting ready to die. I gotta get out of here.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but all right, before we tap out, let's sign out. I want to throw this up on the screen right here because I did say that bull Jack Maxey is not a real person. You know what I'm saying? So, Jack Maxey right here. Now I'm not saying that this guy in question is not a real person, but that name Jack Maxey is not a real person. That's a code name or a code handle right there. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you see he's been dead since 1998. So Jack Maxey, this is the birth of Jack Maxey and the death of Jack Maxey and some other publications and information that Jack Maxey was involved in. You know what I'm saying? So
That guy ain't that old though.
right. So this is a handle. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know. I don't know.
These people
I
don't be
don't know. That
using their
dude's
same
kind of
names
old.
and shit. They'll be using their same names. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially when you using that all that kind of when you into that all kind that
Hell
uh
yeah.
information, you better not be using your real fucking name. You know what I'm saying? you know, so they got that shit going. Let's run through this little quick slide right here that I got, and then we out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because we approaching the 4 hour mark. Now this is the bull Shinzo Abe, who got killed. Now you see how they was quick to say he was a former leader. I noticed that. They did that. They did the same thing remember when the Haitian president got killed because he wasn't sending people to the Poconos. They, as soon as he got killed, they was calling him former leader. They wasn't calling him
Him dirty
slain.
because he wasn't vaccinating people.
Yeah, he wasn't sending people to the Poconos. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So what does this say right here? So now remember I was saying about Japan and some possible connections with Bank of America and some other key players in that surrounding area. Um, you go out on the limb, possibly China, and some other surrounding people who either used to have beef with or still do have beef with Japan and some of the things that's going on in Japan. You know what I'm saying? And their prime minister magically, get hit with make shit sawed off. The body of Japan former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was returned to Tokyo Sunday after he was fatally shot during a campaign speech in Western Japan earlier that day. So I want to know what was the speech about. What was he campaigning on? You know what I'm saying? Abe was attacked near the city of Nara and airlifted to the local hospital, but died of blood loss despite the emergency treatment, including massive blood transfusions. Now, that I remember we watched the uh the documentary about the assassination of King, and one of the things that they pointed out is that even though King had got mortally wounded, he actually was murdered by the doctors in the hospital. So even, when you got these type of situations, they might be doomed through and through. You know what I'm saying? So if it was a hit on this dude and somebody wanted to take him out, it's quite possible that it was already in the fix that he wasn't gonna make it out of that hospital any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? So where was that here? Uh, police arrested the attacker and former member of the Japan's army. Right. So that make it even more suspicious. Look at the scene on suspicion of murder. You know. So what Umar said? You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You know what I mean? Police confiscated a homemade gun he used. Now, like I said earlier, there's like literally like 10 shootings in Japan a year. You know what I mean? Little to anybody has guns. So for this dude to just come up with this homemade gun, and when they said they went to his apartment, look, they said they found several others in his apartment. And it's always like that with these lone wolf dudes, where they go to their apartment and they got all kind of shit, other targets, other shit, and and that kind of information.
Hundreds of people.
They creep that different. They milk these stories day by day. So tomorrow it'll be, he planned to do this, he planned to do that. Like, what I mean? Now, given it being as though that, America is his own shit show, we might not get those extra details. But you know how it is when they do over here with the mass shootings and situation. And it was a mass shooting in South Africa. I think it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
13 people got hit. And then, these people, that's their name, their favorite number. So let's finish this up. The attacker told investigators he plotted on shooting because he believed the rumors about Abbey was connected to an organization that he resents. What is the organization in question, right? So there's a lot of holes in this story, more questions than answers. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna leave that there. You know what I mean? Because I think that this somehow ties in with this Hunter Biden situation, with this China situation, with all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we know China is making some power moves, and they're trying to push some people out of the way. And as they say in the Asian culture, the 100 years of shame is over. You know what I'm saying? So they went through their 100 years of shame or tucking their tail. Now they showing their fangs and showing their teeth. So a lot of the moves that these people is making is definitely not with anybody else's well-being at heart. You know what I'm saying? Just like your man Joe Biden us sometimes said, China is going to eat your lunch. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, I say peace and benedictions. You know what I'm saying? Watch your body out there. You know what I mean? Only you can prevent cognitive dissonance. It's better to know something than to believe it. Truth is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let my man sign off. I just said do my shit. I'm going to let my man sign off. If you want to play a video clip or I do got one of your video joints on the side over here, but if you got one of them fly ass outros or something, you can definitely let that joint fly. Huh?
We play the remix real quick, and then you.
Go ahead.
Screen.
Yeah, you can rock it out with that, and we riding out on that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, got you.
This is one. If you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content. You know what I'm saying? Definitely follow all of our publications. Stay tuned for more Game of Thrones exclusive content. Beat dissertations. You know what I mean? Video, audio, tutorials. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing a lot of different shit, man. So we're gonna ride out with this right here. This is fresh off the chopping block. You know what I'm saying? In the Red Dragon Studios, right? In the Dragon Lair Studios. You see that fire coming out of that studio? It be hot in that motherfucker. You need a fan in there because it's hot. And, that's not even a joke. That's real. That's real. A fan for real. It's hot in that motherfucker.
All right, we run this back from the beginning. We out here.
Yeah, listen to this. You gotta really listen to the lyrics and shit. So we're gonna let this ride out, but make sure you hit the subscribe button. Do what it do. Hit the like button, share all that.
Peace.
For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are. He rode through the streets of the city, down from his hill on high. All the winds and the steps and the cobble, he rode to a woman's side. For she was a secret treasure, she was his shame and his bliss. and a chain and a keep on nothing compared to a woman's kiss. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm. And there he stood with sword in hand, the last of Derry's 10, and read the grass beneath his feet, and read his banners bright, and read the glow of the setting sun that bathed him in its light. Come on, the great Lord come, my sword is hungry still. And with a cry of savage rage they swarmed across the rill. And with a cry of savage rage they swarmed across the rill. He rode through the streets of the city, down from his hill on high. On the wings and the steps and the cobbles, he rode to a woman's side. But a woman's side. For she was a secret treasure, she was his shame and his bliss. For a chain and a keep on nothing compared to a woman's kiss. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are always cold. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are warm. For hands of gold are always cold, but a woman's hands are always cold. For hands of gold 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 are a woman's hands of gold. Hands of gold, always cold. Hands of gold, and the steps and the hands of gold. Hands of gold, always cold. Hands of gold, hands of gold, in the streets of the city. Hands of always cold, but a woman's hands are for hands of gold.
Good night.